So I want to right now give it up for my main man, Simon Chan.
Let's hear from Mr. Simon Chan.
Yeah! Yeah! Mr. Simon Chan!
He's not just talking the talk, he's been walking the walk, and he's got the success and the credentials to substantiate it. On part of the bio for Mr. Simon Chan, it talks about his mission statement. My purpose-driven life, to have a positive impact on as many lives as possible. Simon Chan is a global MLM leader and an internet marketing expert who teaches people how to earn extra income from home with a using and combination of online and offline strategies. Simon Chan has used his knowledge of the internet to build a global network marketing business in over 14 countries that generates over $25 million in annual sales. He has almost a decade of experience in the MLM industry and has become an expert at showing others how to use the internet to build a successful network marketing business regardless of their past experience. That's powerful. That's what you're in for today. So please help me welcome, and let's pay close attention and take some notes, Mr. Simon Chan.
Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Excited? Well, first of all, I want to thank the whole planning committee here in Vegas, especially Gwen and Dennis, for inviting me here. It's an honor to be here. I've heard a lot about this Vegas group, and finally get to meet you guys. This is awesome. So I have a confession to make. Okay, I actually don't come to Vegas that often. I'm probably a pretty boring guy. That's it. I'm not a partier. I'm not, at least not anymore. But believe it or not, every time I go to Vegas is for like a business reason. It's never really for a personal thing. Something about Vegas doesn't, I don't know, it's just up me. But when I was actually going to Google Maps the other day to find out about Green Valley, it was actually funny because the last time I was in Green Valley was about like a decade ago. And NBA, if you actually follow the NBA, they have the NBA Summer League here. And then in the summer, Tim Gergovich, which was a very popular assistant coach for the Supersonics back then, before the Thunder, it was the Supersonics. He used to run optional summer camp where the players can play. Right? It's optional, but it's almost like if you're trying to make the league, you would definitely have to be there. Right? So it's not really optional. So it's actually one of the best well-run non-NBA camps, and it was actually in Green Valley High School. And I just remember it was really, really hot. It was like 116 at the time. And, but yesterday I almost beat the record on my car. It was like 113. So I had to take a picture and send it back. But it's good to be here. How many of you guys want to learn? Big money. Okay, give me five volunteers who want to learn. Come up here. 5 people. First 5 people. All right. You got 5? Got 5. Yeah. All right. So one of the important things. First of all, can we give these guys a hand? Stepping up. Okay. Part of success is showing up. And I want to commend you guys because today's Saturday. It's early in the morning. There's so many other things you can be doing on a Sunday. On Saturday morning. On Saturday, but you guys took the action to come here. So these guys took action, so I actually have a little gift for them. How many of you seen this book before? Okay, how many of you use this for prospecting? It's a very good tool for prospecting. And sometimes people who are not interested in usana, you give this book to them, and it's like sowing seeds, right? Because there's one thing, write this down. There's never a wrong prospect. It's just the wrong time for the right prospect. Okay, so a lot of your friends that joined, like I have friends who came into business 5 years after joining usana. My top leader took 4 months to come in. Okay, my top leader took 4 months. Some people, like say 5, 6 years. So a lot of times you're sowing seeds, and I'm sure every one of you, there's a time in your life where you've never considered usana. It's true, right? There's a time in my life, you asked me 15 years ago, never. I would even give you a second, 10 seconds. I'm like, get out of here, right? But you're sowing seeds, and it's just a matter of time when people will be open to opportunity. So if you're prospecting, one of the things to look out for is people who are in transition for change. So someone who just got a new job, do you think they'll be interested in usana? They're probably not, right? They're probably not interested because they got a new corner office, they got a new laptop, a new desk, they're happy. But 6 months, maybe they got like a 5% raise, which is unheard of in this economy, right? But maybe 6 months later, they're working 20% more, but 5%, they're only making 5%, but working 20% more. So 6 months later, they're open to opportunity. Right? And if they're not 6 months, then another 6 months, they'll definitely be open. Because in America now, in corporate America, every 2 years, people switch jobs. But do people start looking to jobs at the 2-year mark, or they start looking before the 2-year mark? Before, right? They switch the job at 2 years, but they start looking maybe like a year, year and a half. So when people look for transition, those are the best prospects. Other examples of transition, for example, is people who are, who just moved to a new place. They're looking for new friends. Because in usana, can you meet new friends? Yeah, it's fun, right? So people move to a new city. People just get married. Okay, when they're young, they're partying. So, but once they get married, they got to start buying a house, save money for a house. Reality hits them. People who just turning 30. Oh my God, 30-year life crisis. 20s, they're partying. 30, right? 40, it hurts even more. 50, I didn't know that. I don't go there. Right? So people who are in transition, those are the best prospects. And so anyway, for these guys who are taking action, these are great. The whole point is you give out to someone, they may not be interested in usana right now, but one of these days, they may be looking at it, pick it up, and say, oh, what is this about? And that's why you can't quit in the business. Because the people that you sow seeds, right? Just imagine my friend, like 4 months later, like someone who's new here for a week and a half, right? Like, well, he's one of my top, he's a 6-figure income earner in my business. He's a Ruby director. Imagine like I did the business for 2 months, I had to quit because I didn't have any success. And I'm going to share with you, I was no success. Like, I know Mike was really good. How many weeks did you take for you to become gold? Like 6 weeks?
Like 8 weeks.
8 weeks. You know how much, how long, what I did in 8 weeks? I made $0. I'm going to show you my checks. Right? I'm not even brag. But if I had quit back then, my 6-figure income, I'd never have had him. And my friend, it took 5 years to join. I've never had him. But my friend for 5 years, he actually helped me expand out to the Philippines. Never have had that person. That's why you never quit. Because the right people, right? It's just, there's never like a wrong person. It's just the right people. It just has to be the right time for them. So anyway, just give a copy of these. Congratulations. You guys can sit down.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you, sir.
So how many of you here also want a copy? Healthy Home. All right, can you follow instructions? Okay, I'll give it to 10 random people. But you have to email me. Okay, my email is simon@simonwchan.com. You got to email me saying, I was in Vegas. And you got to, this is for the free copy. And you have to do it by Monday morning. You guys can do that?
Yep.
Okay, 10 random people, okay? Whoa, okay. Tons of pictures. Okay, Simon at Simon W. Chan. So today I'm going to share 5 fundamental skills. Let me see if this mic is cord long enough. All right, it's good enough. All right. So I'm going to talk about 5 fundamental skills. So let me share a little bit about myself before I start. That's my family. It's my wife. She's an eye doctor. And that's my 2 kids. Obi, the older one. Guess who Obi is? Obi is popular. Obi's got his own fan page on Facebook. Okay, Facebook.com/We Love Obi. He's probably more popular than you. Obi's got over 8,000 fans. Last count, closest to 8,000, like 7,800 fans. True story, from all different parts of the world. So that's Obi, and that's my son Ethan. So today, the goals of this training is to teach you 5 fundamental skills necessary for network marketing. And I want to help you achieve your goals, because hopefully everyone here have your goals written down, right?
Yes.
And I teach you to also, more important, empower others so you can change lives. So usana is $1 million business. Now, how many of you actually believe it's $1 million business? How many of you treat it like $1 million business? I know some of the leaders do, right? You got to treat. Now I'm going to talk about what it means to treat it like $1 billion business. So anyone can be successful. Okay, anyone can be successful. That's the best part of this business. We have people from different type of backgrounds. The best part is USANA doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter you are, college graduate, high school dropout, you're Asian, you're Caucasian, you're Latino, African American. Anyone can be successful. And look, this is me. Okay, I used to be a very shy kid growing up. I had a lot of issues, mental issues, self-esteem issues. My parents decided to confuse me by teaching me Mandarin first, then Cantonese, then English. So I was learning English and Cantonese at the same time. I grew up in an all-white neighborhood in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, in New York. And to make it worse, they were afraid of public school, so my parents sent me to private school. But the private school was all Caucasian, and I was like the only Asian kid. So I used to get in trouble all the time. Kids would pick on me. That led to, I speak funny, I have a lisp and all that. So a lot of times I was very shy. So this was me, like, believe it or not, senior year in high school. Right, going to my senior year in high school. So granted, I never had a girlfriend. Okay, I never had a girlfriend until I was like 24, 25. Because I actually thought I wasn't good looking, right? Was that wrong? But you know what? It's all, we talk about the mindset. It's all up here. I actually thought I was ugly. But I had a lot of issues, right? Because my parents they just told me just study, study, study. They were like Hong Kong immigrants. They came out here. My dad was a doctor. He gave up everything just to for us to have the American dream. So just to study, study, go to good school, and that's what I did. But so in school I did well, but deep down, my parents were the type who were like, don't worry about your friends. Your friends are not important. You got to get the Ivy League education. Right? Friends are like that? Like, especially Asians. They're like that, right? It doesn't matter if you have no friends. And I didn't have that many friends. I was awkward socially. But later, now I can come like this. And one of the big things is stepping outside your comfort zone. And one of the best parts of USANA is that if you want to be successful, you have to step outside your comfort zone. And when you step out, initially, it's very uncomfortable. Right? The comfort zone, you know what that is? That's the most dangerous place in the world. Because that's where all your dreams, the things you want to accomplish, are outside your comfort zone. And USANA, if you want to do well, you could do it, you can just go out there. And I used to hate speaking. In college, we had to take this thing at Columbia called core curriculum, where you have to participate. Class participation was 25%. And I was just like, hey, I want to eat lunch, sit in the back, and just get a B. I don't care. That was my attitude, because I was shy. I was scared to talk. But in USANA, if you want to do well, you really got to step out. You got to do. And initially, I remember, I did the first teleconference call. How many of you have teams and downlines? Right? Well, if you have over 5 people, you should be doing your own call. You have your weekly calls, and you got to be talking to your team, right? So I did my own call for 30 minutes on a teleconference. If you've never done a teleconference, you can go to freeconferencecall.com. Free tools, freeconferencecall.com. You get them recorded. I did it. I spoke so fast. I planned for like 45 minutes of things to talk about. I spoke so fast, I was done in like 15 minutes. Right? And no one understood what I was talking about. So if you think I speak fast now, because I'm excited, I've slowed down a lot already. Right? So people who've seen me speak like 5 years ago, they know I've slowed down. So, but stepping outside your comfort zone, the more you do it, the better I got. And then I learned all new skills. Like Dennis talked about the internet. The best part about USANA, it leads to other things. So sometimes people think the benefit of USANA, you make money. Yes, the money is good. The lifestyle is good. But 2 other hidden things that people sometimes forget about is number 1 is the learning. You learn a lot in this business. That's why Robert Kiyosaki talks about this is the best business school. Because you learn, it's like free business school. Now, I used to be at the NBA and I was an agent and all that, but I basically just knew about sports. Okay, I didn't know anything about sales, marketing, internet, nothing. I didn't even know what a domain was, but I came out, I got interested. And you could do whatever you want. It's your own business. So at my job before, whatever my boss told me, I would do. If my boss didn't tell me, I couldn't do it. Right? And no. This is back like 15 years ago. I had ideas for playground basketball. If you're into basketball, you probably know N1 mixtapes are very popular, right? I actually was into, I knew, I had those ideas already, way before N1 and those stuff did. But I asked my boss, no, you can't. You can't do this. I had all these ideas. You keep shooting them on down. Then afterwards, I just gave up. I didn't care. I said, why should I try so hard? So, but But in usana, whatever idea you have, you can do. If you want to go out to, like Mike, Chaos, he wants to go out in Vegas, he can. If you want to go out to Atlanta, he's running a team in Atlanta, right? Houston, you can. There's no boss that says you can't. Right? You want to, Gwen will get a group together, do a meeting on Saturday, you can't. There's no boss. That is the best part. That's my favorite part. And when you go out there, you learn a lot of new skills. For me, I went out, I learned the internet. Okay. For some, I learned presentation skills. Now, I have people in my downline. They are like doctors, for example. They like the job. They're not going to, no matter how much you talk about financial freedom, they like being a doctor, which is nothing wrong. If you have a job that you like, not everyone needs to be full-time in usana. Now, I would recommend it's good to be full-time, but some people just don't like it, right? They like the jobs. They want to do part-time, which is fine. But the skills, what they're missing is the skills you learn in usana can help you in your job. So just say, for example, you're part-time usana, you have a full-time job. You can learn a lot of skills here that can actually help you get raises in your full-time job. Okay, you can so far with the doctor. He used to have to give every Monday morning at the hospital. You have to give presentation, right, to update his colleagues. He used to be so shy, scared, but because of usana, now he's not scared anymore. He's one of the best presenters in his group. Right, so these are things that you learn you can bring back to your other careers. The last thing is the benefit is the networking. Right, your network is your net worth. And have you ever been in a company meeting or like a school? You want to go to a networking function. You go there, and what happens? You go there, you meet people, and you get business cards, right? And once you go home, what happens to those business cards? You look at them, you throw it in the garbage can, right? No one remembers anything. And here, all of a sudden, look at this, the magic in this room. We have people from different backgrounds all here. And we're all, how do we get connected? All because of usana. Okay? So always keep these in mind. One of the things that I'm talking about self-development is like networking, learning. If you're not earning, make sure you're learning. Because as long as you're learning, one of these days, it would take off and you'll be earning. All right, so I'm going to show you some pictures. Want to see pictures? Yes. Pictures, all right. So that's Obi, that's it. Okay, Obi, go to this fan page. We love Obi. This is the best part of working at home. Obi is the luckiest dog. Okay, that's when I work. And that's my new Y, my son Ethan. He's just turned almost 14 months. So people who have kids, you know this. People who don't have kids yet, I think one of the best advice I got was take 30 pictures a day. Take 30 pictures a day because he grew up so fast. We take video pictures every day. The only problem is we have he's only 14 months, we have 35,000 photos. But the good thing is hard drives are so cheap now. I just bought a 2 terabyte hard drive. They're so cheap, $100, you just put them on there. But they grew up so fast. So I had tons of challenges when I started. I did not come from a business background. But let me share with you. Before I started, I used to work for the NBA. Like I said, this is over 10 years ago. If you Google me, Simon Chan, Wang Jiji, he was the first Chinese player to make it to the NBA. He was also the first Chinese player to win a ring. So he's got something like Barkley, Malone, they don't have. Patrick Ewing, he's got a championship ring. He was in the Clippers for 2 years. That's why I moved out to LA. And then he played for Miami Heat and won a ring with Shaq and Dwayne Wade back in '06. So I used to be on TV. Then we became good friends. And then I became a certified NBA agent. I came out to LA. Then we started with a bigger agency, Excel Sports Management. And then I basically became this assistant PR manager. That's right. So I've been in 200 NBA games courtside. Okay, hanging out with the players, partying, doing all this stuff like that. But what happened was, one day I realized that I started to get old. I started to get old because I was working hard, making the players money, promoting NBA in China. I was doing a lot of stuff in China, promoting NBA in China, but nothing for myself. And remember I said the 30-year life crisis? That hit me. I was like 30. I'm having fun, but all these autographs and ticket stubs, they can't pay my rent. They can't pay a mortgage. I need to think of a down payment for my house. I had a serious girlfriend, and at that time, it was my wife now. We never had time because I was always going to NBA games. The NBA Summer League. So I used to hate the summer leagues because as a fan, you go there for one game, right? But as looking for talent, you just have to sit through, it's normally 5 games a day. You sit through all 5 games. from like 9 in the morning to watch like the sucky players play, to all the way to like the prime game to end 11 at night. Because you're not watching for the score, you're watching for talent. Right? So it was miserable, I hated it. So I realized something's got to change. I can't do this anymore. And actually, that really turned off. I was so disgusted with the sports industry because it's very, very shady. Okay, people think that MLM is scammy. I'm telling you, the sports, every industry has bads, and the NBA, the agency, is just as bad. Okay, I'll share one thing with you. Sometimes you ever wonder why? Here's something that you'll never read in the newspapers. Ever wonder why some players get ridiculous contracts? They're not even that good and get ridiculous contracts. Normally, the reason why is they're with a power agent. And the power agent controls a better player. And basically, when the better player is a free agent, he says, well, you give my sucky player a big contract, I'll do my best to get that player onto your team. So actually, the agents control a lot of the game. That's why you get a lot of players like have over crazy contracts, they don't even deserve it. But they're set for life because they're with the right agent and they normally partner the deals together. But you never read that in the newspapers. And there's also a lot of backstabbing going on, like little kids, 13 years old, giving a whole free stuff, free money. It's all money, money, money. And in the NCAA is even worse. Like you get free jobs, boosters, uncles that have jobs that they don't even need to show up, but they make $60,000 a year just because their nephew goes to USC. Oh, I'm not supposed to say any school names, but but anyway, that's what you see. You see these players, right? Out of nowhere, O.J. Mayo, great player. All of a sudden, they go to a school that sucks. Oh, why? Of course, why? They give them a lot of money, right? So, I mean, that's why USC got in trouble. But every school does. It's not just USC, whatever. So, I got tired of that. I was looking for something new. A friend recommended me to read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because I'm looking for a career change. And this book told me, if you want to have freedom, you got to have time and money. Because to me, the NBA stuff reminded me when I was growing up. My father, they were Hong Kong immigrants. They worked really hard. And he was a doctor. And he was probably he achieved probably the American dream, right? We had a big house. He had, at one point, 3 Mercedes, his own private practice. He was a surgeon. But my happiest moments as a kid was to play baseball with my father. And I remember, I was a big-time New York Yankees fan, right? The Yankees, Don Mattingly, Greg Nettles, those are my heroes. Dave Rigetti. And then one day I remember, I was waiting for my dad to come home. And he never could play baseball with me again. Of course, he was busy at the private practice, at the clinic, at the hospital, nursing home. And at that time, later on, I became very bitter for my father. And that's why I'm very tight with my mom. My relationship with my father wasn't that good later growing up. Because at that time, when you're 10 years old, you don't understand the difference between a Toyota or a Mercedes. All I want to do is play baseball and go to Yankee Stadium. And I still remember it was my grandmother that took me to my first Yankee game. I still remember in 1985, Phil Niekro pitched, they won 4-0. Don Mattingly, my hero, had a 2-run double. Right? We were all the way in the bleacher seats, and it's so funny because every foul ball seemed like a home run. I was 12 years old, 10 years old at that time. But that's how my grandmother was really tight. And I said to myself, I remember those moments with my late grandmother. I was when I have my son, I want to be like that. I don't want to be like my father. Because money is important, but it's not everything. Right? But I found myself doing this business, this NBA, I was going down the same path as my father. Going to NBA games, going to summer leagues, all that. So I said something needed to change. That's why I started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I was looking for I realized I wanted a business. And shopping around for different businesses. I looked at franchises. Subway was too expensive. It was $250,000. And then I heard about this network marketing. I never heard of network marketing before, okay? In New York, I grew up in New York. It's now popular. Never heard about it. But I just was why would these people Rich Dad, Poor Dad recommend it? So I started doing my research. So I read a lot of books like Your First Year in Network Marketing, which I highly recommend, by Mark Yarnell. And I read Network Marketing for Dummies. Even though I was not a dummy, I had to start from ground zero. Okay? Network Marketing for Dummies. And that book basically said that if you start off with a good company, and you work 5 years consistently, you can make $50,000 a year. It's proven. If you do it consistently, 5 years, everyone can make that. But most people don't make that because they quit. Okay? Because they quit. So I said to myself, $50,000 is way too little money. I want $100,000. So I made that decision early on. And this is something you got to make early on, that you are not going to quit for at least 5 years. You can do it consistently. Because I promise you, if you do it consistently, you will get the results you want. Okay? Is that right? Right?
I'll show you later. My first 2 years, I didn't make much money. But if you do it consistently, like I said, you're sowing the seeds will sprout. It doesn't matter if it's someone you met online, internet, Facebook, or your war markets. Everyone will be open to the USANA opportunity sooner or later. But you got to be there when they're interested. Okay, so I looked at this network market. I was still skeptical. And so at that same time, I was like, again, I was in transition, looking for career change. I also read this book, Purpose-Driven Life. Okay, Purpose-Driven Life, I'm a born-again Christian. I just read this book, and I realized after doing the 40 days of exercises, I realized God's purpose with me was to play a positive impact as many lives as possible. And then the more I thought about it, even though I was shy, but even when I was young, I always enjoyed mentoring. Like I did high school basketball, coaching kids off the street to keep them off the street. I mentored my youth fellowship, my church. I always enjoyed mentoring. So it's like network marketing makes sense. Because network marketing is really not a sales business. It's a mentoring and coaching business. If you do a lot of sales, you can make checks. But to get the real long-term passive income, it's all about mentoring and coaching. Okay, so I read this book, and I basically looked at the different companies, and I got started. I'm probably one of the few people, actually the only person I've met where I sponsored myself. I did research. I actually I read network marketing for dummies, right? 5 years. But I said, if I'm going to do it for 5 years, I better make sure the company's going to last for 5 years. Right? Because most companies don't last 5 years. I think it's 99% don't last more than 5 years. But that's like in any business. Any business you see a restaurant, laundromat open up, that's not going to be around in 5 years. Right? So if I want to work hard for 5 years, and I know it's not get rich quick, it better be around. So I actually researched all the companies, and USANA was only one of 3 companies. And the reason I chose USANA was because it was growing very fast. It was over 10 years, but still going fast. I was not one of the first people to join USANA. USANA has been around for like 11, 12 years back then. But I came in, but it's solid, stable. And so I actually went online, found some random person that called, hey, I want to join USANA, how do I sign up? And the guy took 48 hours to get back to me. I was almost like, this is a scam. I'm going to join. How come this guy's not calling me back? Right? So he finally called me back. I still remember I was driving to Lakewood, Long Beach, Lakewood. I had like a youth fellowship that night, Wednesday. I was driving. I was going to the gym first and 24-hour fitness, and I was on the phone talking to him. And I told him, after he explained the packages, after 45 minutes, I said, hey, call me back. Call me back tomorrow, I think about it. So tomorrow, I'm actually in Camarillo Outlets shopping. And he calls me. And guess what? He asked me, hey, did you think about it? Did you think I actually went home to think about it? No, I didn't think about it, right? So that's one lesson, is when people say they're going to think about it, trust me, they're not staying up all night to think about it. Okay? I was not up all night and sleeping the nice thing. Because people just don't like to buy, some people just don't like to buy on the spot. Right? They don't like to be sold. Okay? So I just didn't want to buy while I was driving, so you got me caught in the shopping, but I knew what I was going to do. So I was like, all right, what are the packages, what do you want to start with? I was like, I want to get started with the best, the Pro Pack. So here's my Amex, blah, blah, and he took my Amex on the spot, and that's how I started. Okay. So through that, but the challenges I faced are tremendous. For example, no business experience. Okay. I was scared of failure. I was very scared to talk. I was so scared to talk. When I first called my prospects, I was in New York visiting my mom. I would go to the den and close the door because I didn't want my mom to hear me prospecting. And then she was like, Simon, what are you doing in there? I said, don't worry, Mom, I'll be right out. And then 10 minutes later, after talking to prospect, I'll go back out. And then later on, I'll go back in that room again. Right? But the thing is, you do it consistently, I got better and better. No discipline. I had no discipline. I was very thankful for my mentor who whipped me. This business, the best part is like, if you don't do anything, no one's going to fire you. Okay? But you got to have the discipline to do it consistently. No time. How many people have no time here? Time management, right? I actually just show you a few things about time management. I teach a course about time management. So everyone can have the time to do USANA. It's how you manage your priorities and your activities. I ran out of people to talk to. That's the problem I had. I actually lived in LA, but I'm from New York. Right? So most of my friends are in New York. I'm in LA. How do I go present to them? I'm not going to fly over to just present to them. So that's another challenge I had. I don't even know what a lead was. How many of you know what a lead is? I didn't know what a lead was. Right? People to my upline told me, buy some leads. I said, what the heck is a lead? Right? No sales experience. no public speaking experience, never trained anyone before. So I signed up my first person. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do to this person, right? Did not know how to duplicate. Never been a leader before. But the whole point is I'm going to share with you. It doesn't matter. If you have the right mindset and attitude, we are all born with unlimited potential. We're not like a piece of wood that's dead. We're living. And all these things, you can learn them. That's the best part. We're born with brains we can learn. And USANA allows you to do that. So how many of you want to be successful? We talked about this. Healthy home. Remember 10 people who emailed me? Let's see. So the key is you must take action. Okay. So I started. I'm telling you, no lying. This is and I'm going to show the income disclaimer later on. This up here somewhere. Okay. When I first started, November 2003, how much did I earn? Zero. Now, for those who are new, okay, I don't want to discourage you. Okay, there's people like Mike Hess who made a lot of money very fast, but I just wasn't that smart. Okay, I didn't have the skills. I had no experience. I was shy. I didn't like to talk. All I knew was basketball. So zero. December, I've been in business for a month. How much did I earn? Zero. December 19th, how much did I earn? Zero. January. Now, I'll tell you, January was when I got angry. The only thing that saved me was, you know why I got angry? Because I invested money, but I knew this business works, right? Because I had read Your First Year Network Marketing. I read Network Marketing for Dummies. So, but the only thing that saved me was I would go to events and attend trainings. That's the only thing that saved me. Because at one training, I heard this guy says, you know what? If you're doing the business on Monday, taking Tuesday, Wednesday off, coming up with all type of excuses, no time, kids, it's all BS. It's all excuses, okay? You can either make excuses or make money. But you can't do both. And then you do the business on Thursday, and then you take some time off, because no one works on a weekend, right? And then on Sunday, you got to go to work on Monday. You feel guilty, so you start doing USANA a little bit. That doesn't work. And I was like, oh, man, he's talking to me, because that's what I was doing. So I got so angry, and so this was when I was in New York. I went back to visit my parents for New Year's. This is when I was in the den making phone calls. I started doing that. And I said to myself, every single day, I'm going to do the business. I'm going to talk to 5 people. So here's a formula for you to write down. What I call 5-5-3. Now, it's simple, but not easy. But you guys want to know?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 5. First 5 is talk to 5 new people a day.
Talk or invite?
Prospect. 5 new people. These are not new friends, but people you've never talked to before. Like maybe you're someone you know, your uncle. You got to prospect 5 new people you haven't heard about USANA before. The second 5 is 5 follow-ups a day. 5 follow-ups a day. So someone you talked to last week in last week's meeting, you got to follow up with them. So a customer that purchased before, now it's time to call them back again to purchase. Third one is 3 presentations a day. Or it could be three ways with your upline a day. You got to bring the presentations to your upline. 3 meetings. 3 people who've actually looked at the USANA opportunity. 4 of your upline. Okay, so the initial first 5 is like inviting them to look at them. Inviting them to look. Right? And the way it works is, this is why I like stats. I used to keep track. By the way, I had to talk to 42 people before I got my first sale. Okay, first sign up. I read somewhere in Network Marketing for Dummies, for every 100 people, okay, you can get 1 person. And that's for a dummy. Right? So I said, well, okay, I'll be a dummy. So I said, I talked to 42. I got 1. I'm pretty good. I'm not dumb. Right? It works. It works. So later on, I would keep track, either Excel sheet, keep track of every person. Because I wouldn't, it's like, like sports, like a batting average. I would improve. So it got to be like, I would talk to 25 people. 20 out of the 25 people, 15 will automatically say, no, I'm not interested. Right? So that leaves me only 10. 10 will be interested. 10 would say, I want to go to a meeting. And then out of the 10, 5 would flake out. For whatever reasons. I have to fix the house, I have to fix the roof, I got to watch the basketball game, I take the dog to the vet, all types of weird excuses. They'll flake out. Okay? Or they don't pick up your phone when you call them. Hey, that happens. It happens to me. So if it happens to you, hey, that's normal. Then the 5 flake out was those 5 who are interested, who will look at the meeting, who will talk to your upline, and out of those 5, 1 or 2 will sign up. So when I first started, it was just one person, 1 out of 25. As it got better, it was 2 out of 25. Right? So I knew if I want to sign up, it's just a matter, the only thing that would stop me was my mouth. I just have to open my mouth and talk to people. I could talk to 25 random people out there, and I could get at least one sign up. So you work the numbers. So I started doing it consistently, right? Consistently. So my checks, 0, 0. And by the way, I had a great upline that never told me about 100-point ownership. Because it tells you don't need to know about a pay plan. Some people stop analyzing, studying. I said, stop studying, get into action mode. Okay, my upline, he put me on 200-point ownership and never told me there was even a 100-point option. I didn't even know that until I became silver director. Okay, all I just knew was like a ton of products coming to my house. Right. Now, there's 2 ways to look at it: a winner mentality and a loser mentality. Okay, a loser mentality would be like, it's a lot of examples. It's all about how you look at things. A loser mentality could be like, oh, I have so many products. You know, why do I need to stay on ownership? Right? So once you stop ownership, what happens? Do you think you can still be as hungry into the business? No, you're done. You're screwed. You're done. So it's like, oh, I haven't signed up anyone yet. I shouldn't be on ownership. Then you're just a loser. You're a loser already thinking like that. And that's what most people think. But remember, Dennis said we are the what? 4%? 3%. We're different. Now, if you want to be successful, you got to do different things. See, here's the easiest way to be successful. Just do the opposite of what everyone else does. Because everyone else out there, are they like living their dream and financially free? No. So just do the opposite. They watch TV, you don't watch TV. Okay. But speaking of TV, I threw my. It was so funny. For a long time, I was probably the only person with a cafe rated tube TV. And then when I renovated, my house got so dusty, I just threw it away. And some guy took it. I was, yeah, please take it away from me. Because I learned early, the TV is the electronic income reducer. The more you watch, the dumber you get. Right? The more you watch, now they have the reports like the sicker you get. You die earlier too by sitting on your lazy butt. Right? So I actually have for the story is I actually have a TV now because my mom-in-law is watching Ethan. So we bought a TV so he can watch Chinese programming and stuff. I was very, very against it. So I said, Kelly, you want to buy? I don't want anything to do. Go buy. I don't care. Here's the money. Go buy. I don't want anything to do with shopping TVs because I'm very anti-TV. So we finally got the 60-inch HD TV den, but we have it for almost 8 months now. It's still not connected. Because my in-laws never actually have had the time to watch TV. And Kelly and I do different things. And one of the things about TV, if you ever have a baby, there's a great book called Brain Rules for Babies. Okay, like ADD and stuff like that. You know, like the ADD wasn't that around that much. Never expose a baby under 2 years old to any type of TV. Okay, it's very harmful. It's harmful effects. So we don't let Ethan look at the computer screen, no TV at all. We read to him. Okay, we read, teach him to play by himself. Never, no TV. So that's a big thing. So 200-point ownership, right? Again, let's talk about mentality, loser and winner mentality. Loser mentality. I got all these products, 200 points. I should stop. But if I stop ownership, what will happen to my business? Stops, right? So there's 2 ways to look at it. Oh, I got all these I shouldn't buy this ownership. Another way to look at it is, I got all these products piling up. I better be successful. I better pick up 1 or 2 books on selling to learn how to push products. Right? So if you have that attitude, what happens? Do I get better? I have urgency here. This credit card is piling up. I have like not 1 nutrient, 10 nutrients piling up. I can't consume nutrient that fast. But so I got to sell them. So I pick up a couple books. I picked up Selling 101. I never knew how to sell. Pick up Selling 101 by Zig Ziglar. Wow. I learned a couple closes. I picked up Secrets to Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar. Hundreds of closes there. I started using them. Wow, it works. I got signups. I can sell my products. But if I quit my ownership, I've been dead. There's another loser mentality. Oh, I don't have any downlines, so why should I go to training? My downline's not going to show up, so why do I need to go to events? Right? So if you don't go to events, what's going to happen to your business? You're going to be dies. You'll be like everyone else, right? But you're different. A winner mentality is, I don't have any downlines. I better go to events so I can learn more. That's why you got to go to events. Make sense? Again, just do the average. Just do the opposite of what everyone else does. Right? And then you got to be crazy sometimes. Like some people, my friends, they think you're crazy. You don't have TV. But then when I'm hanging out, they say, oh, Simon, you're so lucky. Being successful is while they're watching TV, I'm working. Do you know, I read something recently. TV is the thing that showed us, TV showed people how to dream. But because you watch the dreams on TV, showed people how to dream, but at the same time, it took away your dreams. Think of that. What are people watching? Oh, lifestyles of the rich and famous. I don't even know what's on TV. All these people. But the same they're watching, all the dreams they had, they didn't even take action because all the time is spent helping the other people make money. So you got to think about when you're watching TV, you're listening to music, whatever, in your car, you're helping other people make money. If no one actually listened to watch that stuff, do you think those movie stars will make any money? Right? So you can watch all the TV you want after you become successful. But right now you're starting usana, you gotta take care of yourself, right? So and then the best part, once you start learning, the benefits, once you start learning, it gets addictive. So like I mean, even today I went for a jog this morning, I was listening to audios. Actually, you know, funny, I was listening to audios how to do better seminars. Right? So I was speaking here, it's just a good time to learn. Like get myself motivated to come here, right? So January 9th, so my struggles. So what did I do? I read tons of sales books. I ran out of people to talk to, so I had to learn how to market. I had to learn the marketing. I learned about internet marketing. I learned about webinars. I started doing webinars back in 2004. Because my friends in New York, like I want to sign with my friends in New York. I can't afford to fly back and forth. So I started using, that time we used like Voxwire.com. A lot of these companies don't even exist anymore. Voxwire, all these other, I think Voxwire still exists, but some other companies don't even exist anymore. But we started doing that type of stuff. Stay on top of the latest marketing. I sign up people, but my problem, sign up no people, no duplication, right? And go into new markets. I started looking. So going to new markets doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, for me, like I grew out to Malaysia, Philippines, but also new markets mean I grew a team in Florida. I had a team in New York. Right, so you live in Vegas, you can have a team in LA. That's a new market, what I mean is anything outside 50 miles of your area. Right? So you don't, if you want to expand, you don't necessarily need to go to France or whatever. So many people in Vegas don't even know about usana. Right? There's so many people out in like LA that have never heard of usana. Right? There's so many people out in, I was just talking to this director. She's expanding in Tennessee. No one in Tennessee knows about usana. So these are all things. So you don't necessarily need to go to a new country. You can just focus in the US alone. So January 16th, our first sign up. Remember, I'm not a dummy. 42 people got my first sign up. How much money did I make? But this business sucks. It's a scam. But it's not a scam. I sign up someone, but still I have only people on one leg. Right? It's not fair. But you keep going. January 23rd. See, the thing is, you do it consistently. Yes, yes. I was like, yes. Yes. I still remember, you know, like I had a good friend who was a roommate. He felt so bad for me. He saw me working hard. And when I got my first sign up, he said, oh, congratulations. All right. I remember 7 a.m. He said, all right, that's good. I'll take you out for a couple of beers tonight. I said, how much money did you make? I said, I didn't make any money. But, oh, man, this thing doesn't work. Come on, I see you worked so hard for 2 months. You didn't even make any money. But, hey, there's negative people out there. Right? You just got to be, you have to, you know, all the successful, here's the funny thing, all the successful people, it doesn't matter what type of business they're in, they're always very supportive. They may not join usana, but they're supportive. It's all the negative people who are not going anywhere, who are watching 5 hours of TV, they're the ones who are negative. You ever think about it, the people who are successful, they will never be negative, because they're always open-minded. I've talked to a lot of people who are like multi-millionaires, they talk about usana. They're not interested. They become my customers, but they're never negative. Because successful people always appreciate someone who wants to make their life better. So this is my first check. But consistency. By then, you know, I remember that after this, 2 weeks, remember I was hiding in my parents' den? Now I could come out the den and make phone calls. It's like, oh, I'm not scared anymore. Because this is like anything. You swim, you bike. The more you do, the better you get. Right? So 5 fundamental skills you got to learn to be successful. Number 1, to be what I call a 5-star networker. You have a mindset. You overcome challenges that derail most people. Right? We talked about the loser mentality, the winner mentality. Number 2, marketing. You got to use online, offline market strategies to find prospects. So marketing could be whether you are meeting someone at the gym, how you brand yourself, how you dress, how you speak confidently, your business card. Do you have like non-usana products at home? You know, do you have like Cliff Bars at home, or instead you should be having usana? That's all marketing. You're marketing yourself. Marketing could be using Facebook to find people online. Could be doing blogs, right? And you got to have it, by the way, I know a lot of people live, they do traditional ways, but you got to have an online presence nowadays because everyone prospects are online. So if you're not online, other people online, what's their impression of you, right? So you got to learn how to do marketing. Number 3, and so this is like in step, right? You got to have the attitude to be successful. Then you got to find the prospects. Then you got to do no hype sales. No hype. People don't like the hype and all that. So effective communication presentation skills. Number 4, leadership. Leadership is what creates growth, retention, and duplication. Okay, and as you grow, the leadership is like people like Gwen Doty put in the Vegas team here, putting this thing together. That's leadership. 5, expansion. Knowing the tools to use. So knowing the tools, whether it's Skype, whatever, so you can grow to new markets. So after learning these 5 skills, okay, marketing, mindset marketing, no hype selling, leadership, expansion, after 4.5 years, it became a diamond. It took me 2.5 years, 2.5 years. Like, I was not instant. Like Callejas became like gold in 8 weeks. It took me 2.5 years to become gold. Right? But it's not a race. And here's the thing, don't compare yourself to other people. Because everyone has different personal challenges, backgrounds. I used to Mike doesn't even know this. When I first told him 8 weeks, I got so angry. Like, how does this kid make it 8 weeks? And I'm like 2 years, I'm still stuck at silver. Right? But everyone has different journeys. Everyone has a different path. Right? So, but as long as you keep doing it every day, you'll get better. So it took me, I became diamond. And so this was my tiny apartment on Bundy Drive in LA. Okay? This is my living room. This is I like bikes. There's 2 bikes between Kelly and my bike. This is all room. Basically, you can't even move. And then after usana, this is where I live in Torrance now. I live in Torrance, California. So my living room is bigger than my whole 400 square foot apartment. Okay. Thank you. This is actually, thank you. This was taken before Ethan. Now this is all Ethan's playroom. It's all his toys. So actually, this is fenced off. So then we were able to go to our honeymoon. Our first honeymoon is in Bora Bora. These are like hotel rooms. Well, I like traveling a lot. It's fun. You can rent a boat to different islands. Went to Beijing Olympics. Beijing Olympics. Okay, this is the bird's nest. So the benefits of usana we're talking about. You're helping others achieve financial freedom, gain wisdom, and learn skills that last forever. Okay. Now here's gets really exciting. Mindset. The $1 million business. Okay, there's no hype. It requires hard work and sacrifices. Okay. The problem is it's easy to make goals. This is why I want, why I want, why I want. But in order to get what you want, you have to make a list. Like you have a list of goals, you also have to make a list of things you're willing to give up. Most people think that I want all this, but still do the old stuff. Like Dennis was saying, you got to be a different person, different mindset. You can't, people will think like you can do everything, just, the secret's important, right? The law of attraction, no, I just think about it, things will happen. Yeah, it will happen, but you got to give things up. You got to take action. There's only 24 hours in a day, right? You're going to do the usana 2 hours a day. So what are the things you're going to give up to give you that 2 hours a day? Because time just doesn't magically appear. So success requires tons of hard work and sacrifices. Tons. It's not, but the thing is you're working for short term. But no matter how hard you work, I'm telling you, it's still better than have a job and work for 40 years.
That's right.
Right? And then you control, like I still work, because I'm too young to retire. I have a lot of things I want to do. But the best part is I get to choose when I want to work. I want to go to Vegas? Yeah, cool, let's go. I enjoy long drives. I actually, people think it's crazy. I enjoy long drives. Right? I work. I spend time with my son. Back when I was at the job, it's basically like, oh, you have to, back there at the NBA, I used to love my job so much. You know how I said like I kind of felt betrayed because I worked so hard. And the NBA, I saw the NBA growing in China. I was promoting Yao Ming, but no money for myself. Right? Not even money for a down payment for a house. Because like I used to love the job so much. I was living in my parents' house. Like I wake up at 5:30. I'll go run. So I'm a fitness fanatic. I run 2-3 miles, and then I'll get into the house, and then I'll take a 2-minute shower. Right? The 2-minute quick shower. Because I got to be on the highway by 6:15 a.m. before the traffic gets up in the LIE. And 6:15, I'll get to the office at 7. Right? Then I eat my breakfast. I go on the internet. I do some work. I start working at 8. Work to 7 p.m. Then drive back. Get home at 8 o'clock. Eat dinner with my parents. 9 o'clock. Relax for an hour. Go to sleep. And next day, I wake up at 5:30 again. And I did that for 4 years. And there was I think, over 10 nights where I slept at work at the NBA. Because I loved it. I mean, for me, it was my passion. I loved it. I'm promoting basketball. I want to make basketball better than soccer. That was my passion, right? I was working hard. And like sometimes I worked like 10, 11 at night. There's no point driving and then coming back, sleeping 4 hours. I just had a sleeping bag at a conference room. I'll just sleep there. And then the gym was across the street. And I'll wake up early in the morning, go to the gym, get a morning workout there, and shower and go back to work. People thought it was crazy, but I loved it. And then I did that for like 7, 8 years. And I realized, hey, nothing for myself. It was all a delusion. It was all a lie. So that's why I did usana. I wanted it. And that's why Dennis talking about desire. What is your desire? How badly do you want it? I was just talking to one of my mentors. He's like, unless you have... how many of you heard this book, Ready, Aim, Fire? Or actually, Ready, Fire, Aim. Right? Most people, they're ready, they aim, they keep aiming, but it takes forever to aim, they never fire. Right? There's like no action. You got to take action. Instead, just ready and just fire, and then you aim. You just got to do it. Right? In prospecting, it's the same thing. In prospecting, some people, let me study the scripts again. Let me study. Let me do this. Forget it. You'll never be ready. The best way to learn, the best way I learned was just going to the den and closing the door and not letting my mom hear, just making the calls. You get better. So just going out and don't take all that paralysis by analysis. So the best part, right? Like this is my favorite. Tuesday is our favorite day because Tuesday is baby gym day. And I'm like the only dad there. Okay, all the other are moms. So we've been taking Ethan to baby gym for a time. I just had a more recent photo on my Facebook. So remember, you must change in order for your income to change. You must change the way you think. You must change your habits. Right? When I first started, I gave up cable TV because I had to pay for auto ship. So cable TV was like $100. Hey, I mean, I figured auto ship was auto ship was like $256. Wait, hundred something dollars, save it. I was like, wow, that hurts. I have to give up TV. I can get digital music. I can get my sports center. But after 3 weeks, I got used to it. Right? Take the habit, 21 days, and you get a new habit. So change in perspective. How do you change? You change your perspective. You want it. Here's one thing. People say usana is hard. I was like, yes, you want it hard. You don't want it easy. Because if it's easy, it'll be worthless. Right? Some prospects said, oh, it's so hard. We want it easy. I said, if you want it easy, go on welfare. That's really easy. And you could be really rich on welfare. It's easy. The easier it is, right, it's no value. Think about it. What about oxygen? Breathing oxygen. Is that easy? It's easy. It's worthless. Even though it's the most important thing for us. Right? So if you have to pay for it, work hard for it, that gives you the value. So how many of you want to make big money? Big money, okay? So how much money can you make at a job? Right? How much money can you make? Think about it. If you graduate if you have some young kids here, right? How much money can you make out of college? 50,000, 40,000? 40,000, 40, 50,000, right? So let me just give you think about this. You work hard in the school for 50,000. So what would it take for you to make 100,000? How many years? So you got a $50,000 job. You're happy. You're lucky because a lot of people don't have jobs. You have a $50,000 job. How long would it take you to make 100,000? 20 years? Maybe you go get an MBA. Okay, you get an MBA. Maybe you can get, but MBA would set you back for another 150,000. So you probably have to work a couple years to pay off that debt, right? Then to make the it will take a couple years, right? So in this business, you work hard. You have to make the sacrifices. You may have to give up some toxic friends, give up the toxic TV, but it's only for a short amount of time. For 2, 3 years, or maybe, if you're a dummy, 5 years, right? Some short amount of time, but better beats working at a job. Hey, I worked at the NBA for 8 years, and what did I get out of it? I just got a bunch of ticket stubs and autographs, right? So money is not everything, but it helps. It makes a big impact. Okay, people say money is not everything. Yeah, it's not everything. It's just, exactly, right? Money, they say money is evil. Money is not evil. The love of money is not evil. The love of money is evil. Right? But money creates a lot of things. Money allows me to spend time with my son. That's invaluable. My son is more important than money. But money allows me to take him to the gym. It allows me to take him to the park every day. So let me show the income disclaimer, right? This is the average income earnings. You guys familiar with this? All right, so we can skip through this, okay? So, how many want to see big money?
Yeah.
So I remember, when I first started, how much money I make? 0, right? How many of you would like to give up? Okay, there's no BS and no hype. You got to work your butt off, make sacrifices. You may have to piss off some friends, but you get those toxic friends that don't want to go, okay? I'm telling you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Hey, I'm from New York. We tell it the way it is, right? So, but how many of you after a couple of years want to make a check like this? $8,000 a week. It's just a reality. But you got to be willing to pay the price. Now, you want to see big money? Big money? How about almost 9,000? Big money? 9,300. Big money? 10,000. Is it worth the sacrifices? Is this $1 million business? How about 11,000? Is this big money? So you got to ask yourself, when you leave here, what are you going to do? What are you going to give up so you can become successful? Big money? 12,000. Right? That's 1 week. You go to college for 4 years. That takes you 3 months. 16,000. You guys excited? This is the business. You have the chance. You know, I came out. You saw me. I didn't earn any money for the first 8 weeks. 20,000. It's actually a little bit more. This is Canadian. Well, I was the Canadian distributor. My wife is from Canada. So our distributor was in Canada for a while. The Canada's dollars that you're worth more than the US. Big money? How about 41,000 a week? 1 week more than what college kids earn. Is this big money? What about 45,000 a week? Okay, I'm going to show you, this is serious big money, $1 million business. So trust me, take your TV or the garbage, throw it away. All the stuff that takes you time away from usana, throw it away if you want it. But if you're not willing to throw it, you're not going to get this. It's no lies and no BS. Okay, you got to be willing to change and willing to think. So what are some things I used to do? So success requires tons of hard work, right? Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe can achieve. You want to achieve it? If you believe it, think about it, you can achieve it. So winning mindset. In order to achieve the income you want to achieve, you must become that person first. Like Jim Rohn said it the best. Don't become a millionaire for the money, but become a millionaire for the person you will become. Right? So we were in Vegas. A lot of people gamble. They win big. After they win big, what happens to the money? They lose it all because they pour up here. Right? This is like your mindset is like your operating system. You got a great computer. I got a great screen. I got a great hard drives, great software. But operating system's got a virus. What happens? It's useless. So your mindset is very important. I just shared one thing, the loser-winner mentality, right? About the ordership. If you're not making money, hey, you got to keep your ordership. You got to have the urgency to learn to sell it. Right? Everyone can sell. And there's no, you know what? There's no BS about it. Everyone is selling every day. Okay? You got sold to come here today. Right? Someone sold you to wear the shirt that you're wearing. We're all selling. There's one way to be pushy about it, and there's one way to be non-pushy. So you got to learn. So, like I said, I first started out, I didn't know how to sell. I just picked up sales books. The best part now is like whatever you want to learn, you can learn it. Like you can go to Amazon and buy a book, attend a webinar, go to a seminar. One of the things that helped me with the internet, my partner, someone asked me about Scott McGee. Like he went from nothing to where he is now. Basically, I'll tell you, the 40,000 a week. Scott has no life, okay? He's not going to see this video. He has no life. All he does is study, marketing, and he's gone to every single seminar. Between him and I, we spent over 20 grand last year in self-development. Courses, seminars, but that's where we are. So it's an investment. We spent 20 grand, but we're making 40,000. We got $40,000 in a week. We got the money easily back because you got to work up here, your mindset. So you read books, you listen to Jim Rohn, things, it changes the way you look at things. So you must change in order for your income to change. Like Mike Tyson, he grew up in the ghetto. He always had the ghetto mind. So he made over $200 million. But how many of you are bankrupt here? No one's bankrupt. Well, you are richer than Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson's bankrupt. He made $200 million, even after taxes of $100 million. He blew it all because he had the money to pour up here. There's a virus in the virus. So winning mindset. Remember, the current you can never achieve. You must change, right? You got to do something different. Change the habits. Change the way. You must think outside the box. So change your habits, your philosophy, your perspective, environment, and change your skills. You got to work on your skills. So do you want to take a break for... Okay, so let me go over 2 more things.
Whenever you're ready. We don't have to.
Oh, I love talking about usana. I could talk for 3 hours. I'll never stop. Okay, so give me like 3 more minutes. We'll stop. So we end here before that. 90% of this business is mental. Anyone can do this business. Look, I never had. I showed you my checks. I didn't earn much. If I actually showed you the rest of my first 2 years, my first year I earned like maybe 11,000. But that 11, most of it came on the last 3 months of that first year. Right? Because those skills, because it's like learning how to swim. You don't know how to do it, but all of a sudden you get it. But during that time, you have to make a sacrifice. You got to be investing time in self-development. And everyone has problems. Okay? Everyone has problems. So some people say, oh, Simon, I can't do this. I have problems. I was like, everyone has problems. You should be happy you have a problem. You know why? Because only one person doesn't have a problem. It's a dead person. Okay? So if you have a problem, that's good. You're alive. Good. Okay? I have problems. Actually, the more money you make, the more problems you have. Right? But that's why your passion for usana cannot be, your goal cannot be just to make money. Because the more money you make, the more problems. Right, Mike? Right, more. But you do for other things. Money allows me to spend time with my son, allow me to do different things. Right? So you have to realize that. I'll tell you, I used to be like, oh man, I have all these problems. So don't wish for more problems. Instead, wish for more wisdom. That's right. And when you have the most problems you have, getting back to we talked about ready, aim, fire. People said that unless you had a lot of challenges and stress, and like a really bad thing happened to you, you're handicapped for success. So unless you've been down or rock bottom, things are tough, it's tough to be successful. That's what you hear because it's a handicap for success. Unless it's a disaster where you had to go bankrupt, you lost a loved one, or financial stress, you're handicapped. And actually, it was true for me. I'll tell you, this past year, we became, we just recently became $1 Million Club, 3-star diamond, and. But I'll tell you, it was. Can I share a secret? Yeah. Right? Keep your fingers crossed. Right now, and going into the last week, I was #1 growth. Whoa. So keeping my fingers crossed to make it work, right? But to make that happen, I'll tell you, we had so much stress and issues in the last 18 months, between Scott and I. Like so many bad things, nasty things happen. Okay? I'll share openly with you. There's all the new companies, people trying to steal people. I have like personal problems, family problems, and then I had a son. But he wasn't a problem. But I got to learn problems time management, learning how to work with 3 hours of sleep, learning how to, just learning balance, a new thing about time management. So these are things that, all these challenges, I could either quit or make it better. So when things are tough, you realize, hey, that's good. That's when you're growing. Okay, you're growing, and you can all grow. So if you never, one of the things that really helped me when I first started, when I was new, was, the temptation to quit is greatest when success is around the corner. So you've never thought about quitting? Hey, you're not even close to success. You have not worked hard enough in usana. Right? I mean, there's times when you hate usana. Right, Mike? Right? He's like, oh, why am I doing this? Oh, my goodness, why? Why? Well, it's not working out. I spent all this time. That's when you really want it. That's when success is around the corner. I remember. I'll give you a couple examples. Malaysia. I was like, when is Malaysia opening law? I was like, this is not even worth my time. Right after I was about to quit, then it happened. The Philippines. All this, what's going on? These guys. I mean, all this. I had to pay money for an apartment. And then, right when I was about to forget it, then it happened. Right? So when you're about to quit, things are tough. That's when you're growing. That's when you're outside the comfort zone. That's when you're outside. You know you're outside because it's so uncomfortable, right? So, vision. So I'm gonna take a break.
and then we can go talk about the vision. Okay?
Thank you.
Take about 10 minutes. You know, getting back to the self-development, because I always like to talk about it. Sometimes, you know, you buy a book, or you people say it's expensive, whatever. Sometimes the book, all you need is one idea that can change your business. Okay, like even when you go to usana convention, right, or event, like today. It could be any event. Sometimes you're not going to remember everything, but all it takes one idea, one aha moment that can change something. You know, how many of you are going to convention? Right, awesome. You know, convention event is so important. One of the things that helped me grow in the last 2 years is, especially the last year, right, we had those problems, is I actually developed a policy. If you want to work with me, like for example, I sponsor you, and you don't go to convention, I just tell you don't sign up. I refuse to take your phone call because you guys know, have you ever met, I mean, Mike, have you ever met anyone who's been successful, makes over $1,000 a week, who's never been to convention? Never. Have you met anyone who's successful who doesn't go to convention? I've never met anyone who's successful who doesn't go to convention. So if you're not going to be successful, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting my valuable time to train you. So I might as well, I don't want to make the $200 by signing up. Just don't join USANA. I don't want you. Okay? And that actually has helped grow my business because it's allowed me to focus my time on the people who really going to be future leaders instead of working with the people who are just like coming in and not serious. So convention is huge. It's important. I'm not saying you have to be as strict as I am about it, but it's just like not working you down if they don't come. But that's how important it is. Okay, it's very, very important. And every convention, I've always learned one thing. Yeah, one year I learned something that made me an extra $60,000. It helped me jump to like Ruby. 1 year. There's one thing, just one strategy in marketing to open up my mind. You know, and I'm going to talk about, my first convention. That's when I got the vision to go out to Asia. But before I want to go into that, I want to share one thing about the. I was just talking to someone before about the mindset, by changing the way you think. You know, sometimes we say that, my situation is like this is like that. Stop thinking. Stop saying to yourself, my situation. Because when you say my situation, you're making it sound like you, do you ever say this to yourself, my situation? You're making it sound like you're different from everyone else. But the reality is, your problems, your situation is the same. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's got bad situations. I got bad situations. All right? You got bad, but we still make it happen. So just by saying my situation is this, you're making it sound like, you're making excuses already. There's no excuses. No excuses. You can either make money or make excuses. The second thing was, I met another associate was like, if you want to be successful and do everything what successful people want to do, right? Copy them. So it's good. And, they've been in the business for 1 month or so, talk to only 12 people. So if you want to be successful, that's good. I mean, you're here learning the training, but if you want to be successful, you can't take 1 month to talk to 12 people. You need to talk to 12 people in 2 days, not 1 month. If you're going to, talk to 12 people in a month, it's going to be like, the network marketing for dummies, the 5-year plan. It's going to be like the ultra dummy plan with 20 years to be successful. All right? Well, it's going to take forever because this business is, you got to go fast, right? You know how fast it is? It's like, fast is like when you have all these text messages calling you, all these phone calls. Oh, you got to follow up with these people. It's so stressful. It's stressful. I got so many people to follow up. I don't even have time. Like, I got to call this person. I got another phone call at 1, another phone call at 1:30, a follow-up at 2. I got to drive here to do a presentation at 3. When it's crazy like that, that's when you know your business is growing. And that's when the business is fun. This business is fun when you're going fast, right? Right? But when you have like nothing to do, one meeting all day, and then the rest of the day you're at home, I'm telling you, that's miserable, boring. Right? Mike knows. Mike, he's always working. Right? You have like one meeting set up and you're done for the day. What are you going to do? You're like so boring. But when you're like, I got calls here, your phone's ringing off the hook. You got like 5, 10 phone calls to make. That's when you're growing, and you got to get into that frantic pace. And you got to do that for 5. Like I said, the dummy plan, 5-year plan, and you'll make big money. Most people, they take it slow. There's no urgency.
And that's one of the toughest things in mindsets. Like if you take 5 people a month, yeah, no one's going to fire you. Oh, you'll make you feel comfortable. You're not growing. You're fooling yourself. You're not growing. Okay, you got to go fast, the fast pace. And some people say, oh, I don't have time. Everyone has time. It's just a matter of time management, right? I want to talk about time a little bit because I'm probably the most anal people about time. Okay, because time, when you first start off, you think, oh, if I have more people to talk to, I can make more money. I make more customers to make more money. The limit. What's the only limiting factor that prevents you from making more? Like for example, how can I make $2 million a year in usana? What's the only thing that holds me back?
Yourself, talk to more people.
Yeah, well, okay. No, I'm very motivated. It's not myself, my mindset. I'm ready to talk to people. What's the only thing that limits me, prevents me from doing that? Time, right? I don't have time because I need to talk to how many people a day, but I only have 24 hours and I still want to spend time with my son, my wife, and still get sleep and still work out and do all those things, right? So time is your only limiting factor. So you really got to treasure time really valuable. So, for example, the way I look at it, I'm probably one of the few phone calls. I don't take incoming phone calls, right? So, because I'm either prospecting, do my 5 things. I'm prospecting, following up. I don't want disruptions. Right? If you text me, I'll text you right back. But my phone, I found this out. Scott actually told me this. Like you can forward your iPhone, forward your phone. Right? You can get incoming texts, but phone automatically forwards. Actually, the new iPhone actually have the whole thing set up where you can turn off your phone but still be online and all that. So if you want to talk to me, you got to make an appointment to talk to me. But after 1 p.m., I'm always available. You used to make an appointment, 1 to 2. Now, if you need a 3-way, you text me, I'll be right there. And normally I'll reply back to text pretty quickly unless I'm napping or I'm working out, right? Then that's off limits. But you want to call me, you got to make an appointment. So time is very valuable because you have to eliminate disruptions. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you know what your hourly rate is? Okay, what's your hourly rate, Andrea? $50 an hour. Is it your job hourly rate or your usana rate? Your job hourly rate, right? So $50 an hour, that means she makes $100,000. Right? For every $100,000, you're working 8-hour days, it's $50 an hour. So in usana, what's your hourly rate? So that's one challenge. Everyone, you need to know what your hourly rate in usana is. So how do you determine your hourly rate? So for example, Andrea, what's the type of income you want to earn realistically in a year or two in usana? What type of income? $8,000 a week. So she wants to make $8,000 a week. That's $400,000 a year, right? Let's round it off to easier number. Okay. Let's make it easier. Let's make it easier example. Okay. Bring it down a little bit. Just say you just want to be a goal director. Goal director, 1,000 something a week. Just say if you're earning 1,000 a week. 1,000 a week. That means your hourly rate is $25 an hour. Right? That means if you work 8 hours, 8-hour days, 8-hour days, 5 days a week, that's $25 an hour. Right? So how many of you want to make $100,000? You be a Ruby director, $100,000 in usana. Yeah? That means your hourly rate is $50 an hour. So you're going to get, but in order to get $50 an hour, you got to be doing $50 an hour work. Not watching TV, not bumming around, not like doing some random internet surfing, not looking at funny cat videos on YouTube, okay? But people do crazy things, you know? Internet is great, it all can be bad, right? You look at it, you have to log into YouTube, the top most watched YouTube videos are like the stupidest videos, wasting time. So the way you have to look at it is $50. Your rate is, you want to make 100,000, right? TJ, right? TJ, you want to make $50, 100,000, $50 an hour. So your time, what's the 3 things you do? You prospect, right? You follow up, and you do presentations every day. That's the only, those 3 things. And you self-development, and you talk to your team. And you grow your list. So actually, it's 5 core, we're skipping ahead a little bit, but this is so important. 5 core production activities you have to do every single day, right, to get the 5-5-3. Number 1, you got to be marketing. Marketing means it could be meeting new people, running advertising, or going to the gym, going to a party. You got to be meeting new people every day to expand your list. One of the big things mistakes people make is they have a list of 100 people, 200 people. They go through them, and they have no one else to talk to. And then they start expanding the list. But when these then you expand, what happens? You get desperate. It's like almost every person you meet, you want to drag them into usana, right? I've been down that road before. And what do people do? The more you chase after them, what do? The more they run away. Humans are evil. They like to play hard to get. Like in high school, like you guys were younger, right? Or even the older ones. Like a guy goes after a girl. The more the guy chases, what happens to the girl? They run away. Well, but what happens if you chase the girl, all of a sudden stop chasing her? And she's like, oh, what's going on? Right? All of a sudden she'll text you back. All of a sudden she starts you, hey, what's going on? How come Simon's not calling back? Right? People are like that, right? If like a whole bunch of guys keep chasing the girl like strings them along. So people like to play hard to get. Another thing, have you ever had a friend where, hey, I want to tell you something. Hey, I need a minute. I'm going to tell you something. They're so busy to listen to you. But if you say, hey, Robert, I got something to tell you. But wait, I shouldn't tell you. It's a secret. Let me tell you next week. Then what's he going to do? He's not coming after me. Right? So in prospecting, the more you chase, the more they run away. You have no posture. It's about confidence. You have to have posture and confidence. So if you're desperate for someone, you need that. It doesn't work, right? People are going to run away. So one of the important things is you got to build that database before you run out of people to talk to. To build those connections. So when you build someone new, well, it doesn't matter. I meet someone on the internet or internet marketing, or I meet someone at the gym. I don't try to prospect them right away because no one likes salespeople. Right? They're like, oh man, you just want to sell me. No one likes to be sold. But instead, you build a relationship. I cultivate that relationship. We hang out. We build that trust. And after maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months of trust, then when I tell them about usana, do you think they'll be more open? Right? So that's the thing. You got to be marketing every day, expanding your list. Not like when during desperation mode, oh, I'm going to grab anyone into my business. Anyone some people say the 3 feet rule, which is good, but not 3 feet rule to bring them into the business. 3 feet rule to expand your list, build a relationship, go hang out with them, build trust. And Facebook is so easy now. You can build relationships, very easy, chit-chat, talk. It's very easy to build relationships. So number one, the core production activities. You have to build your list, right? Marketing. Number two is you got to be prospecting every day, right? Sharing the usana opportunity every day. Doing presentations. 3 ways. Number three, you got to be following up with people. Follow up. Someone you talk to, you got to follow up with them. Right? The fortune is in the follow-up. Most people takes sales are made after 80% of sales are made after the 5th follow-up. But most people, they quit after 1 or 2 tries. Oh, the person doesn't pick up the phone. They automatically think, oh, the person's not interested. But we have a negative. We sabotage ourselves. We think negative. The fourth thing to do is self-development, learning every day. The reason I was able to get over that is, like I said, we study, we learn. Actually, I love long drives. I was talking about long drives. I love long drives. You know why? It's like a seminar. Right, the whole seminar. I buy a whole tape, like 6 CD set. I can listen to the whole thing, like sitting through a seminar, and my ideas are going. Right? So that's a great time, seminars. Now, and then it's always a great time to talk to team members. You get a headset. Like yesterday, it was like the 4.5-hour drive seemed like 30 minutes. I spent like an hour on the coaching call. Actually 2 coaching calls. Actually, by the way, I take coaching clients now, one-on-one. Right? That's the funny thing, right? Funny thing is, hungry people are willing to pay me like over $100 an hour for coaching calls. I have a program. But then I have downlines who I'm willing to coach for free, but don't take it up. Go figure. I mean, some people you just can't. You can't like I said, push a horse to water, right? So I made 2 coaching calls. Then I talked to Scott for 30 minutes on strategy planning, wrapping up usana week, and then I talked to getting ready for convention, and then I listened to some seminar. And then I'm in like my hotel. So fast. It's like incredible. It goes by so fast. So self-development, right? Get audios. You have no time, get audios. So when I'm walking my dog, my dog's I walk him 4 times a day, right? Morning, noon for a quick pee break, at night, and then then before we go to sleep. I spend about 30 minutes with my dog every day. So I'm listening to audios while I'm walking. I mean, the listening to audios or talking to my team members. Okay, maximizing time. The last thing is, the 5th thing is you got to talk to your team. Talk to your team, talk to your upline. Okay, the people I work with is, I don't want to be chasing after you to call. I tell my downlines, I have 50,000 people now. You're one of 50,000s of my business. But I'm 100% of your business. So it's the same with you guys. You're just 1% of your upline's business, but they're 100% of you. So you got to go out and call them. Call them. Talk to them 4 times a day, 5 times a day. When I was making those $100 checks, I was with my upline like 3, 4 times a day on the phone all the time. And when we talk, we're not talking about chit-chatting, how's the dog doing? No, we're talking about business. Who are your prospects? What's going on? How many 3-ways are you going? What's your weekly check? Even your volumes are pathetic. What are you going to do about that? You're like 100 points short on next check. What are you going to do? Go sell some products. Can you sell a reset? Can you sell some Ref 3? Can you sell some Nutrimil? You have to communicate with your team. So those are the 5 things. Okay. Marketing, expanding your list. Number 2, prospecting. Number 3, follow up. Number 4, self-development. And number 5, talk to your team. Now, some people say, I don't have time. So getting back to TJ. TJ, oh, he stepped out. I scared him away. You're going to take a what? Oh, okay. So Liza, well, you want to make 100,000, right? So Liza, $50 an hour. Your $50 an hour, your time has to be spent on those 5 things. Now, if you're watching some YouTube video, right? Maybe it's not with this funny cat, jumping cats, but something else. And you spent 15 minutes on that. How much did that cost you? $50 divided by 4 is what? $12.50. That just cost you $12.50. If you do some random internet surfing, took you 5 minutes, how much did that cost you? Cost you $5. You got to start approaching like you're watching some. Let's just take a 30-minute TV break. That cost you $25. $25 you could be making in your usana business, because in order to make $100,000, which is $50 an hour, you got to be doing $50 an hour work. So ask yourself every time you're going out there. Facebook is great. Facebook is great for connecting. Facebook is the best and also the worst. Or you're clicking around looking at these random pictures. You just spent 10 minutes. That's another $10 down the drain. You got to be really anal about the time. Most people, the problem is when you start out, they don't teach you this in school. Right? Your time is very, very valuable. Very valuable. So one of the things is know what your hourly rate is. It's normally for every 50,000 is $25. Right? So my hourly rate is $250. That's the way I set it. You want to work with me? So every time I say I'm wasting time, oh, I just spent $250. I spent 30 minutes. That's $125. Right? So actually, as you grow, like on the URL, we talked about like internet marketing, right? A lot of things. When I first started, I tried to do everything, like technical work. You don't need to know anything technical work. All that stuff can be outsourced now. Like my business card, that was all outsourced. I don't design anything. Now, you may pay the guy, because you know what happens is you spend 30 minutes doing technical work. I think that just cost me $125. But I could actually spend $100, outsource it, get someone to do it for me, and could use that money to build my usana business. So your time is very, know what your hourly rate is, and look at the time thieves. And one of the best things to do to say, because Facebook is like great, but the worst, right? This is the best. This thing will totally create 2 hours in your life right now, easily, a day. Set a timer. You got to have a timer. So set like a 5-minute timer, a 15-minute timer, whatever the timer is. Once the timer goes up, you have to stop. And this gets over perfection. Sometimes you want to be perfect. I want to get the perfect website, send out the perfect email. Once the timer's up, you got to send it out. Okay? Once the timer's up, I got to stop Facebook, close it, shut it down, log it off, and just do my other stuff. I got to make the phone call. And it's also good for phone calls. Like I tell people, you have to make an appointment to talk to me. I have this I have an end time. If you talk to me, I give you 30 minutes. Or it's 15 minutes where I tell the person, after 15 minutes, we got to go. So cut right to the chase. Let's talk. What do you need help with? Because, hey, that 15-minute phone call is like $75. $75 I'm losing. And that time is money I'd rather be spending my son. Because we only have 24 hours in a day. And I got to be prospecting. And you know what? As a leader, I used to think this is bad, but it actually helped my team. Okay? Because it got them to stop messing around, make them serious about the time. They got to be prospecting. You know, when I turned off my phone to forward, some of my leaders are upset. But actually, and what happens now, the good thing is, right, they got so used to just getting my voicemail. Now when I don't forward it, no one calls me anymore. Right? But what happened, my leaders, I taught them to figure out things themselves. Because they used to call me small, oh, how do I change my order ship? I told you for 3 times already. Go log in, go click on the icon, change it. Your order ship's not processing for another 4 weeks. Go look in there. But they all call me all the time. Now, they can't reach me. Right? So they figured it out. So now, none of my leaders call me for these things. Right? Oh, I created a YouTube video. Here, go watch it. It teaches you everything. I spent one time, spend me, 20 minutes to plan that video, record it, encode it, or whatever. It took me 1 hour. Now I don't have to take those phone calls anymore. Right? But because my time should be spent on those 5 things. Because your time is valuable. So you got to think like that. And everyone, and this was the big aha moment. It was like, I have a friend who's a multi-million dollar. He's like $50 million doing other businesses. Right? I want to pick his brain, get tips. I say, hey, I'll take you out to dinner. I'll take you out to lunch, a really nice lunch. I'm thinking taking a nice steak lunch, a $100 lunch. He said, Simon, I'd love to, but it's not worth it. That lunch is not. I said, what? That's a nice lunch. I'm thinking, but then he realized, hey, you can't afford my lunch. You can't afford my time. Because his time is like $1,000 an hour. I would take him to a $1,000 lunch, and there's no lunch that's a $1,000 lunch that I could afford. Right, so that's when I realized these people treat their time so valuable, but we're so callous of our time. Right? So watch how you spend your time. The countdown, the timer. Like I have it on my iPad, I have it on my phone. I mean, it's very good. You know, I like to write a lot. Eliza, you'll talk about my blog. How many of you read my blog, by the way? Okay, you can go to Simon W. Chan, subscribe to my blog. Sometimes, to write a lot, you got to read a lot. And my problem is I love self-development so much. Sometimes I find myself all of a sudden spending an hour reading, and not prospecting enough. Because your time got to be spent on 5 things. You can't be doing 5 hours in one thing and not the rest. You got to be doing all 5. So I said to myself, I get way too caught up with self-development. I love learning, so I just set myself a timer. 15 minutes of reading, and I got to be done. I got to go on to the next thing. That alone has made me more productive. When I write my blogs, 30 minutes got to be done. I have to get it afterwards. Then it's got to be said. Another 15 minutes of technical work, I'm done. No more than that. Because I used to take 4 hours to write. It's just wasting my time. So number one, know your hourly rate. Always ask you, are you doing that type of work? In your job, right? That's the problem. In an employee, in a job, if you're paid $50 an hour, you don't do $50 of work, what happens? You get fired. And usana, no one fires you. Because the problem is, we hate, we love to be our own boss, right? We join usana to be our own boss. Is that true? Yeah. We like to be our own boss, but the thing is, we're terrible employees. Because we have to be our own boss and our own employee at the same time. We love to be bosses, but we're terrible employees, and we can't fire ourselves. So time management is very important, right? Do those 5 things. Now, getting back to events, why events are so important. In 2004, I went to the event, and I saw the vision. I saw all these people from different countries and different cities. I was like, I want to grow a business in Asia. Now, that's not to say you need to grow in Asia, but that's what I wanted to do. But how? Right? I didn't know how. But the thing is, as long as you have goals in your vision, your subconscious mind will get you there. How many of you heard of subconscious mind? Right? Subconscious mind is good example is, say you want to go back, you want to go home. After a long day of work, you want to go home. Do you actually think about how you're going to get home? Driving? No. Right? But all of a sudden, you're home. You may be thinking about usana. Well, hopefully you're thinking about usana, right? No, but you may be thinking about other things. You may be talking to your friends or talking to your downline, listening to audios, but you're home. That's your subconscious mind working. But how did you get home? Because you actually gave the subconscious mind a target. Right? If you had no target, you'd probably get in a car accident. Right? So you give yourself a target, and you're driving, boom, you're home. Right? And it's so funny. You end up driving the same roads all the time. If you actually think about that, you're the same. There's maybe probably 5 different ways to go, and sometimes it may be quicker ways to traffic, but you still go the same way because your subconscious mind knows that it's on autopilot. So for us to be successful, your subconscious mind would take you there, but you got to give it a target. So the vision is the target. Okay, and don't let perfection say, "Oh, how am I going to do it? Am I going to just do it?" Just do it. The how will reveal itself later. Just do it. Okay. I thought I was going to be in Taiwan, China. It turned out that I was in Asia, in the countries I even knew where it was. It ended up being Malaysia and Singapore and the Philippines. I never thought I'd be in those countries. I thought I'd be in Taiwan, China. But the subconscious mind just say Asia, and it took me there. So I'll just show you vision and action. You got to take action to success. When we go to new markets, It's big. It's just $1 million business. Big money, right? So we go there. I'm always big time. We go out there in New Market. It's like going to battle. You got to bring, like, you know when the U.S. send troops, do they send like one tank over? No, they can bring these all cargo. They send everything over, right? This is when we went to Malaysia. I brought over like 500 health and freedoms. Invest money. You got to go all out. This is health and freedoms. I bought a projector, books, all these products. Cost a ton of money to ship them over. Okay, but hey, this is big money, $1 million business. It's not some small time business. Big money, right? So from there, 2 years later, this is our team. Okay, in Malaysia. Philippines. We started small. This was one of our first meetings. I met this guy through Facebook. And there's the one extra meeting sometimes. It's tiring. How I met this guy. Turns out his wife, he's the Emerald director, Ed Miguel. He's the guy who started everything. His wife was in Glendale in LA. His wife said, touching story. It was like, glad to leave two kids back home. The baby had to bring to the U.S. Had his in-law, mom had to take care of him because they had no money. So she was working as a maid in the Glendale, cleaning houses. And her husband was trying to make it happen. But he was hungry. I met her on Facebook. She said, I wanted you to be my wife before you come to the Philippines. So what time? Saturday. Saturday I was supposed to hang out with Kelly on Saturday. Saturday night. So call my wife. So I'll call the wife, right? It's that one extra phone call. You never know with a one extra phone call. I made a lot of phone calls where it didn't work out. But a one extra phone call, I called that person. And she was like, I could tell she didn't want to meet. She didn't want to do usana. She was sick, She just wanted, I want to spend time with my baby. But her husband wanted to meet me. So we'll set it up. So then we go shopping to Camarillo and all that. Finally, the meeting was at 11:30 at night. Okay, 11:30 at night. You never know what the meeting that one person could be. 11:30 at night, we did a Skype meeting. He was on there, and from then, that's how I got this guy. Now, not every good story comes true. When I was in the Philippines, at one time I did a meeting from 1:30 a.m. To 3 a.m. That's a funny story. I was just talking about Philippines, right? People say my situation. Oh, I'm poor, I'm broke, I have debt. Philippines, average a nurse only makes $170 a month. You could be CPA, makes $300. So their 1 BC costs more than a monthly salary. Impossible. How can they join USANA? So expensive. But I have over 500 people from Philippines join my business every week. How do they get the money? Hey, don't remember. Here's the one thing. Write this down. Remember the loser and the winner mentality, the mindset? Losers come up with excuses or come up with reasons why it can't happen. Losers come up with reasons. I'm sorry if I'm so mean and call them losers. But reality is, they come up with reasons why it can't happen. Winners ask themselves, how can it happen? How? Okay, so you may say, the person has no money, I have no money, I can't do it. Give it reasons, excuses. And some of them are not even excuses, they're legit. Right? But they explain why it can't be done. The Philippines, it can't be done. No one can earn. No one can afford this stuff. Successful people ask them, how? How? So a lot of my Filipinos, what do? They borrow money. They sell stuff. And they do all, they call it like tingy-tingy, like, this is crazy. Like essentials, no one can afford essentials. So they go tingy-tingy, which means like they take the pill and they say, hey, how much money you have today? I have like 10 bucks, $5. Oh, good. Here's like 1 week's supply of essentials. They're dispensed, right? You put them in little white bags. Creative, entrepreneurial. Right? Actually, sometimes the more poorer people they are, the more entrepreneurial they are. They're creative. Sometimes we're stuck in our mindset, that you got to sell the essentials in the one way. There's many different ways. There are people like in Hong Kong, they get Nutri-Meal and they sell it by servings. So they can't afford a whole box. Hey, what are you having for breakfast? Hey, have $2. I'll make you a shake. They make a couple shakes. They sell actually, you can sell higher because the whole bag is whatever, $20. You sell like 9 servings. I think actually they sell for $3 to actually make a profit. So don't be stuck. Don't give reasons why you can't. Instead, ask how. How can you make it happen? So I just had someone, and it's not just the Philippines, in Walnut in California, right? 18-year-old kid, he joined, and no money. So what he did, his mom, he did a garage sale the last 2 weekends. Sold off all those Xbox games and PlayStations, things that are not going to make him any money. He sold them all and got enough to sign up with 3 Business Center. Like all the old pet stuff, and it's just sold the stuff, right? So don't come up with reasons why you can't. Oh, I got debt, I got this, I got family. Because everyone has problems. Think of how. How can you do it? So, one of my meetings was in the Philippines. 1:30 in the morning, and the Starbucks closed at 2 o'clock there. So 1:30 in the morning, I was like, oh man, let's do a meeting at 1:30. But remember, if you're a leader, always be humble. Remember when you first started, when you had no downlines. When I had no downlines, one person that called me, I'd be so happy to get a phone call, right? Oh yeah, run across town, I'll do any three-way. So these people were asking me for, Simon, can you do a present? I was like, okay. I remember just imagine, I had no one, I'll be happy. So I did it. So 1:30 to 2, Starbucks closed. Oh, thank goodness it closes. But then I realized they do the meeting after the meeting. Okay, so we go outside Starbucks, let's do some dim street lights, and you keep presenting there. Until 3 a.m., 3:30, and then I went to the airport, slept 1 hour on the gate, and then flew back home. Right? I wish it was a happy story, but that person never joined. But there's all other story. My other leader, Mel Clarion, we did like a 12:30 a.m. in the morning meeting at the hotel. This guy, he was like an hour late. Right? I did 11 o'clock, 12:30. That's where I did present that person. That person ended up becoming my Ruby. He's a Ruby now, going for Diamond. Okay? In the Philippines, they're poor, they have no money, but I have 3 Diamond directors. 1 Emerald by 4 Rubies. And believe it or not, over 50 Golds in less than 3.5 years. Okay? They have no money, but people can find a way. Okay? I think sometimes it's about your desire. Sometimes we're too comfortable. I've traveled to so many different countries, and I always say that America is the best place. But sometimes we're so comfortable, we're spoiled. We don't know how bad other people have it. We live in the best place. We take so many things for granted. We have air conditioning here. In the Philippines, I'll be in a suit with fans. But people show up. So from there, the vision. This is our first meeting. I remember, just got there, became here. This is on the way to the airport. After sleeping, they lied to me too. They said, so we'll just do a couple meetings. Next thing you know, we had the 1:30 a.m. meeting. Meeting after meeting. So this is when we first started the office. And here's something. People, doesn't matter how much, sometimes, people say, oh, I'll join when you make money. Have you ever heard that? Yes, right? So, how can you make money if people don't join? It's like the chicken and egg, right? So here's the big takeaway for today. This is how you get over that. People join not because of the money. People join because of your committed vision, your passion. If you're really committed, passionate about it, people will join you. If you're crazy passionate, you have a vision, they'll join you. Now, if you had made a lot of money and showed checks around, but you're not excited about a business, do you think people still join you? They'll not join you. They see your passion. One of the reasons I have a big team in Asia is not because I'm the smartest. I'm not the top 5 income earner. Right? But I was committed. When the market opened up with Malaysia, Philippines, other leaders were there, which is much smarter than me. They earn more than me. Right? But the reason I've been able to do better than they have, not because I'm smarter, and it's not because of their fault. Maybe they have other personal things going on, they have other businesses, but I was more committed. By commitment, I share, this is our apartment. Right? Commitment was, I actually promised, that leader that joined, became a Ruby, he's going to Emerald at 12:30, Mel Clarion. I told him we'll have an office. I'll have an apartment there for him. And it's like, we'll have it in December. So again, leadership is integrity. If you say something, you got to do it. If you're not going to sure about do it, don't say it. So I said I was going to have an office to support him. So now they put me on the spot in early November. Simon, we're ready to get an office. We need an office right away. So what am I going to do? Say no, wait a month? Right? So I actually changed my plans. This is on the plane, this is on the ride. Hey, so I changed all my itinerary just to pay an extra $1,000 for a plane ticket, just to go there. And I had to change everything, and it was like within a 48-hour notice. Went there, and one day we looked at it. I was basically there for only 36 hours. Okay? And part of that 36 hours was that 1:30 a.m. meeting. 36 hours, we looked at 5 apartments, and I just put a down payment for an apartment. But because of that, people saw my commitment. Now, I was not the top income. I was not even a Fortune 50 at that time. Not even a Fortune 80. But they saw the commitment. And the commitment, People like that. They see this guy is serious about the market. And he is the person that does what he says. So if you're committed to your team member, whatever you say, make sure you do that. So I went there, got to the apartment. Of course, did I get ripped off? Of course I get ripped off. The guys knows, like the real estate agents knows that I need to buy a place, I need to put a down payment, rent an apartment in less, I'm flying out tomorrow. They ripped me, I paid probably double what I paid. Right? Instead of getting for $400, I paid like $700 for like a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom apartment. Right? But I knew that I want to get that money back from USANA. So we did a 1-year lease, and that's how we started, from humble beginnings, making that thing, right? Making that commitment. So if you're new, but you're committed, you know what committed is? Some of your friends may think you're crazy. That's commitment. That's when you know you're committed, you're passionate. And don't worry about those friends, because they're the rest of the people. Remember, in order to be successful, what do? Do the opposite of what they are. So they think you're crazy, that's great. And you know, the more people think you're crazy, the better it is. That means you're doing something right. Think about all the successful people in this world. They got the most negative people, right? Everyone. I mean, like, think about it. Like Steve Jobs. Back then, a lot of people were so negative on him, right? Bill Gates. Think about how many friends will think, why are you dropping out of Harvard? You're crazy. What about like Mark Zuckerberg? Why are you dropping out of Harvard? What's this thing you're doing? What happens if it doesn't work? What are you doing wasting your time? Think of all the negativity. Now, after the success, and normally what happens after the successful or they pass away, then people praise these people. So the more people you're negative about, that's good, because at least you stand for something. If everyone likes you, that means you're nobody. Right? You're nobody. You got to stand for something. Right? So that's how we started. This became our team. We did meetings. This is Shackley's Pizza. And I never did that. I thought Mike is awesome at whiteboard. I was looking at Mike's whiteboard. I was like, holy cow. So this is the first time I did a whiteboard meeting. So these are 3 diamonds. That's Billy De La Fuente. He was at convention last year. Billy's awesome. You go to his Team Extreme. They're like the Mike Callejas version of the Philippines team. Right? Ed Ricaldi. Ed Ricaldi started from humble beginnings. Okay, everyone can be successful. This guy, so he inspired me. He was basically a gangster growing up. So he went to jail, petty crimes, stealing, theft, stealing bicycles. So he went to jail. So if you could have a jail, do you think, but there's only hope. He can like make $150 a month for the rest of his life, driving taxis, driving jeepneys in the Philippines, or his only hope was network marketing. Right, so network marketing, if you go to jail, how convincing you are when you talk to your war markets? They probably think they joined the jail MLM, right? So what he did was he went out to the bus stops and just started talking to random people. But random people didn't know him. And he just learned how to present himself. And from then he built his business. His mentor was actually the guy, the Ruby, Mel Clarion. And when he learned, Mel would take him in, but Mel had an apartment, he just sleep on Mel's floor, hardwood floor. Slept there for 6 months. And just copied whatever Mel did. Okay? And the reason Mel and Ed, they actually had networking experience, but they were so tired of these local networking companies in Philippines that go out of business. They're waiting for a multinational, 20-year-old proven company like USANA to come in. But they've been so sick, they were earning good, but they all went out of business. 6 months, they went out of business. Billy, too. His wife never let him, was like so sick. He actually always did well in every networking company. He made like 50, 1 year he made 80,000. But it's only for 1 year, 10 months, the company goes out of business. Then his wife was so tired of it. Actually, when he first started USANA, his wife got so angry at him because he had that money. So you know what? He was getting married, so he actually took his wedding money to get started. And no, that was not good. That was not good. But now he's, of course, they're happy. They made all the money back. Right? Nat Sunio, right? He was, when I first met him, he was a house cleaning at Shangri-La Hotel. Shangri-La, making like $100-something, $100-something bucks a month. But you get tips. Shangri-La, they probably get this, or maybe making $200 a month. And he had like a baby born premature. Right? And then 4 months, John. And John, they couldn't even pay the hospital bills. Debt was escalating. But he joined USANA, got started. First 6 months, he had a power leg. Other leg, you sign up people, quit. Sign up, quit. Sign up, quit. Sign up, quit. 6 months, no money. But every day, going out there, present. Finally, his wife talked to one of the colleagues, Ian De La Pena, who's a Ruby director now. Ian became finally after like he probably sponsored like 40, 50 people, and not just his directs, but all quit. So all one power like nothing. Finally, after like 8 months, Ian came in, and her boyfriend, boyfriend Clark, they actually be at convention. You come, I'll introduce you to them. They made it, and he became a solid gold. And the funny thing is, they worked at KPMG accounting firm. They're valedictorians, right? Accounting degrees, CPAs. They make $350 a month. Their office is right across the street from usana office. They go there. After 5 p.m., they stay to 10 p.m. They work. And then they start making $100 a week. And next thing you know, they're making $200 a week, almost more than they're like, why are we working in this accounting firm? So he resigns. And people are like, wow, you're the valedictorian. Why did you resign? Oh, because of usana. So next thing you know, a month later, I was like, 50 people joined. So where did you get these 50 people from? Oh, it's the whole accounting staff. All joined. And now, the whole KPMG, they all resigned. A lot of the silvers and golds are all from that firm. They had to apply to whole new staff. And then from KPMG, people heard, oh, and the other accounting firms, oh, the people I used to work with, the guy who handled my account, he's no longer here. Why? Because of usana. So all this other firm, now they use usana. It's incredible. Like, why don't you get the momentum? But with that, he had to deal with no money for 8 months. So if you actually know the story, the whole point is here, success takes sacrifice, hard work, right? And it takes time. Be patient. And Nat was so poor, he would actually do a lot of admin work for me. Like, because of my apartment, I got his electric bill to pay. Hey, I said, I don't have time to go, because I remember, I'm $250 an hour. It's not. Can you do me a favor and pay this? Oh, well, what do you need me to do? Yeah, can you do that? Okay, give me some money. I'll pay 50 pesos. Oh, no problem. 50 pesos is like $1.20. It would take 2 hours of his time just to run across town to pay my electric bill. That's how desperate he was for money, right? That's why sometimes the hunger, you've traveled. Traveling is so good. You see how poor other people are, how hungry, how good we have it in the U.S., how we should be grateful for what we have. But the balanced success is you got to be hungry, but at the same time humble. Hunger and humble, right? You have that desire. So what do? We talk about ask yourself how instead of why. Your 5 core production activities. Now we talked about this. How many can you feed about? How many of you know this? What are the 5 core production activities? Okay, one at a time. The first one. Market, right? Good. Second one. Prospecting. Right? Talk to new prospects. Third one. Follow up. Next one. Yes, and the last one? Talk to your team, right? 5 things every day. You must do these 5 things. So, the show must go on. Don't give reasons, oh, I can't work. Remember? Losers give reasons why. Successful people say how. I was in Baguio in the Philippines, right? Baguio is like such a very cool place, weather-wise. That day we went there, no electricity, blackout. Right, so blackout. But like my leaders, hey, the show must go on. We just found some emergency light. We started a meeting. Over 200 people showed up. 200 people, it was like 230 people showed up to do a presentation and training. So this was in, this is in Malaysia. They kicked us out of Starbucks. Hey, we got to sign these people up. So we go outside. There's still, from the lights from the parking lot, we still present. Keep presenting. Right? So don't say my situation is different, blah, blah. I was like, just shut up. Just make it happen. Figure it out. You're not dumb. You're not like a piece of wood. You're creative. God bless you with a brain. Think how. So that's one of the things about self-development is important. When you read success stories, when you read biographies of how people do it, you see these people don't quit. They hit a dead end. They keep going. Right? They think of how. Now, one of the things when you talk about changing is like, it's just that I'm walking, right? I'm walking. And I walk, and I go here. Oh, do I keep walking? No, I want to go out there. I want to go outside. Do I keep walking? No. So sometimes people say, you don't quit. You got to be persistent. Yeah, persistent, but don't keep walking the same wall. I'll never get there. So, right? So you change. That's why you got to change the way you think. Change your habits. So you think about, hey, so maybe I could walk around, right? But you don't change the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is out there. So your ultimate goal, you want to make 6 figures in usana. You don't change the goal, but you maybe change your methods. You change your habits, your perspectives, your strategies, right? That's a big thing. So people say persistence, but persistence doing the same thing just leads to stupidity, right? But your goal stays the same. but think of how you change. So goal setting. Always have goals. Right? Write your goals down. I have my goals. These are from my laptop. Goals. Even before I became successful, I wrote it down. It's $250,000. I wrote this down. I'm a leader, a winner, and I will make it. I'll visualize it every day. You know, impossible is nothing. You know, I'm not a natural networker. I'm a shy. Even right now, I'll admit to you, I'm like an introvert. That's why I enjoy driving by myself, right? For 4 hours. I like to go to movies by myself. I like to eat lunch by myself, right? I enjoy that time. So actually going out to networking, I hated it. But every time I go out, this is my goal. I said to myself, I was not going to quit for 5 years, right? 5 years, I'll stay in the business. So November 14th, 2008 was when I had to make $100,000. If I was going to make it, I'm quitting. But every day when I walk out, I said to myself, number one, I can accomplish anything. I had Muhammad Ali ready to kick my butt to remind me. And second of all, I had to go that, hey, am I going out there? Am I going to do something that's going to take me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? Are you doing that $100,000 work? Right? If you want to make $100,000, what's your hourly rate? For every $100,000 is $50. Are you doing $50 you want to be a diamond director, right? That's $250 an hour work. Are you doing that work or you're putzing around and wasting time? Because money, and here's the thing, you know, we talk about self-development, spending $20,000. It's money, it's nothing. You know, people think, oh, money, oh, I got to hold on to my money. That's like scarcity mentality. That's poverty mentality. That's abundance. We live in the world of abundance, right? Economy is bad, but if economy is bad, how is Apple stock doing so well? How many people buying all these iPads? Right? All the businesses are closing, but Apple's doing well. Other companies, Google's doing really. Google's, you know, they're making money. So we live in abundance. So one of the things is that's why you have to throw away the income reducer, the TV. But the TV's all negative news. CNN, what does it stand for? Constant negative news. Right?
Yeah.
Constant negative news. Because I've never seen any positive about CNN. So just think about this. I'm excited. You know, I listen to motivational tapes. I'm excited to prospect. I turn on CNN. There's some bombers. There's some fire going on. People losing homes. How do I feel?
Down.
You think when I talk to my prospect, am I going to be excited again? They're going to hear my passion. So it's tough as entrepreneurs already. Stop hurting. That's for the masses, okay? People, my neighbors say, oh, you know, how can you not know what's going on? I was like, let me ask you something. When was the last time there was such big news that really affected you that you need to know? You know, I'm not that old, but like I haven't had any news that I definitely needed to know. 9/11 is the only thing I could think of. But trust me, when you're 9/11, where did you hear that from? Would you hear from a loved one, or did you depend on the TV, the internet to tell you? Right? If it's really important, right, your loved one will share with the news. If there's a fire that's threatening your house, trust me, you're not going to depend on the TV to tell you the news. Right? You'll be hearing from your loved ones, they'll be telling you that news. So stop. CNN, they make negative news because negative news sells. Because a lot of people, they like to watch negative news because it makes them feel better. Because they are like living like lives, unfulfilled lives. So when they think, oh, those people like that, oh, I'm better than them, so I feel good. That's selling to the masses, right? So turn off, I'm thinking, I've never met anyone, the only news I read is business news, because I don't know what's going on, and I read sports. The sports that makes you feel good, right? It makes you feel good, makes you feel good. But all the negative stuff, you don't need to read that stuff. So every time I left my house, I say, hey, what am I doing to reach my goals? Right, reminded me. Dream board. You know, even look, even before we had Obi, we knew what type of dog we wanted. We knew. We wanted to be Sean. So these are the dream board, our wedding. So then when knew why was Ethan. This is when he was born. So this is my dream board, my new dream board. Okay, I don't have 5 Bichons, okay? That's my goal. That's one of my dream boards. To I have 5 Bichons, 5 little Obis. Self-development. Okay, if you want to double your income, you can spend an hour a day studying and reading your field. Okay? An hour a day. An hour a day doesn't necessarily you have to sit and read. Could be listening to audios. All right. Now, one of the things that really drives me nuts, some people say, Simon, but I don't like to read. I'm not a reader type. I said, I know you are. That's why you're making the income you're making. So don't give me an excuse. Because you can make excuses, don't make money. Yeah, I actually didn't like to read. I'm not a reader, but I learned how to read. Right? I'll share a thing with you. It's something actually
One of my high school teachers told me, SATs. Back in a long time ago, I had to take SATs, I had to take verbal. I sucked at verbal, okay? Because like English was my second language. So one of the things they made me do was, I took Princeton Review. This is actually very good. Because my parents' whole goal was to get me to Ivy League. So sent everything, like, you know, while I was first grade, I was doing third grade math, okay? Just putting me to all these stuff. So one of the things I learned, if you want to improve your English, your reading comprehension, they had me read a New York Times op-ed. When you're a 16-year-old, it's the most boring thing. You have no idea what to read. I was just saying, what is this I'm reading? But the thing is, I did it for 2 weeks. Over said, oh, this actually, I understand better. And that alone improved my reading comprehension from like a 440 to 640 SAT at that time. All right, so I learned, like, do the thing you hate doing most, and you get better at it. So if you don't like to read, hey, great, read more. Okay, I don't listen to audios. I don't know technical work. If you feel like knowing internet technical work is something you need to do, then learn. The internet right now, you can learn anything. Like the world is fat. You can learn anything. That's why Scott, you know what, my partner Scott, he's my co-applicant, right? 2 years ago, we had the whole thing in South Carolina, group of doctors. But it didn't go as big as we wanted because he was weak in marketing. I said, hey, Scott, you know, you're great at signing up people and stuff, but like, you're great at signing up people, but your marketing sucks. You got to learn how to market. You're not expanding your list. So next thing you know, like I said, he went to every single seminar, bought all these marketing books, the gurus and stuff, and now he knows more than I do. So that's actually one of the reasons we partnered up, because he actually manages a lot of my internet stuff for me now. So study. So this is my library at home. Okay, and this is before I discovered the iPad, iBooks. It's much better, okay? And one of the things, if you actually like to read, here's the thing. When you're reading, as a tip, you're not reading for a story. You're reading to get ideas. So this was something that I used to have to read cover to cover. No, you learn to speed read. There's a good speed reading course. If you're actually interested, it's a book called by Peter, Breakthrough Rapid Reading, by Peter, something like that. But the author is called Peter Kump, K-U-M-P. It's a book you actually have to sit through and go through the exercises, okay? It's a book, it's like a course in a book. Every day you got to spend 20, 30 minutes going through the courses, but you improve your reading speed so much faster. So now I read at least 1 or 2 books a week, but you get ideas. So reading is so important. Remember, like Ethan, we told him no TV, right? No TV for a baby until at least 2 years old. And I actually have done research where, like, even after like 2 to 5 year old is not good. Now here's something for you guys. You know they have Einstein, Baby Einstein? Baby Einstein? They actually said that, again, this is a must-read book if you're expecting having a kid, Brain Rules for Babies. And they talk about Baby Einstein was supposed to be educational. But actually did studies in the University of Washington that it actually hurts you. They don't learn anything. Babies learn by social interaction. That's why kids have ADD now, because they stay watching TV the whole time. They're addicted to flashing images. Now, we don't give Ethan that. We give Ethan books, pictures, creative thinking. Teach him how to play by himself. So he's not like sitting there just watching images, right? So if you're born and raised watching images, then of course he can't concentrate in school later on. Right, so Brain Rules for Babies. So they did a study, like Baby Einstein, if you watch these educational DVDs, you can expose them, they actually don't learn anything. So actually they're about to sue Disney about it. And then they did a whole thing, Disney settled, and they said, okay, no lawsuit, but they took off the educational and just called it entertainment for babies. So if you look at old packaging for Baby Einstein, it's educational tools. The new packaging is entertainment. It's baby entertainment. Because they've actually done studies where it does not teach your kids. Okay, so we started teaching him reading. This is when he was a couple months old. And Kelly would read. We read to him every day, right? So that's actually my proud daddy moment. If you read my blog the other day, he was playing by himself. And I was like, what's he doing? And he was like reading by himself. That's my big proud daddy moment. Yeah. So I'll show you a video. You want to watch the video? Yes. Okay. So this is Ethan. Now I speak to him only in Chinese. Okay. You know, this funny thing is, when I was a kid, I hated my parents. I hated being Chinese, okay? Like, I usually, because I had to go to Chinese school on Sundays. I was getting picked on in school. I had to go to Chinese school, and Chinese school sucked on Sundays. That means I couldn't watch NFL. Right? And I know, so by the time I rushed back, I could only get like the late Pacific games, Coast games. And then like, because this is in New York, right? The games start later. So then like, on Saturday, I couldn't go out to play, so I had to do Chinese homework. So I remember that time I'll pray to God, oh God, I pray that I'll wake up tomorrow, I'll be like Italian, like my friend Chris Caposa. True. But every day I wake up, I'll still Chinese. But I hated it so much. But sometimes, you know, the parents know best, right?
The way I was telling Kelly, all the things I hated my parents doing, we're doing the same thing with Ethan. My parents used to force books. You know, you have getting a kid to read 3 B's. Remember, buy lots of books, having around. Number 2 is have baskets of books. So every room is books are everywhere. So he's bored, you can pick up books in the living room, the dining table room, the playroom, always books. And the third thing is bedtime. Always read to him. So this is right before he's about to go to sleep, and we speak to him in Chinese. And it's called 读书. 读书 means to read. So it's time to read, okay? So I'm going to play this. Oops, hold on.
It's turned down. Speakers are turned down.
Oh, speakers are turned down. Speakers up. Okay, turn it up. 读书 is like to read.
我们读书了，
So happy.
我们读书了，你喜欢读书了，对不对？你看看，我们读什么书？要看读书的，爸爸。好的，我们看书了。哎呀，我们这爸爸看一本书，叫爸爸去吃东西，我们可以唱歌，没有啊？好，我们看看是拿着中国书，拿着水，微博就行了。看看，我们去看。老少上课了，老师说哪个是最幽默的？是不是狗狗？狗狗最幽默。狗狗最幽默。好，我们睡觉不拍了。OK， 我们不拍了。Good night， 拜拜。要看书。好了，上课了，老师问学生，什么动物是最用功？明明说狗会看门口。
Oops. Oh, sorry about that.
OK， 我们不拍了。Good night， 拜拜。好了，上课了，老师问学生，什么动物是最用功？明明说狗会看门口，狗狗是最用功的。狗狗。
小猫。
还在说猫会抓老鼠，猫最用功。老师说狗会做工，猫也会做工，可是狗和猫都不是最用功的。
对呀。
对呀，狗狗最用功了。那狗狗这样子，狗狗最用功对不对？抓老鼠会看门口。好了，爸爸去拿东西吃，妈妈念书，你念给他听。OK，Good night。
为什么啊？
So that's my proud daddy moment. Let's show off. Thank you. I mean, it makes you prouder. Especially, I realize self-development is so important, the learning, to have a kid that wants to read and learn. But it starts early. Right? Because it's all about programming. It's very important. So get the kid that, remember the 3 B's. Got to have a kid. Have books, baskets of books, and bedtime. Okay. So here's something to help you out for prospecting. How many of you have seen some of my videos before? Has it been helpful, Liza?
Yes, very.
Okay. In what ways has it been helpful?
Inspiration mostly. Anytime I get down, I don't know, your inviting video and your objection video, I watch those ones over and over.
So to help you with your prospecting?
Yes.
Okay, so you ever want, just go to 5starworkshop.com. I was planning to sell this for $97, but I just talked to Scott and people liked it a lot. I was doing a test, so I just decided to keep it off for free. Okay, so 5-star, 2 hours, there's 2 hours, 15 minutes of training. A couple of things you get, 5 separate presentations. Number 1, how to invite your prospects. That's the video that I think Liza you're talking about. Also talks about network marketing communication, how to communicate. Okay, how to follow up and close. Some closes there. Facts, tell, stories, sell, how to tell a convincing story. And the last one, the effective presentation formula. So that's like if someone asks you, hey, what type of business you have? And you're in the elevator. You're like, oh. You only have 30 seconds. What would you say? Right? So when you watch these videos, don't just watch them. Sometimes it takes a repetition. Watch them and make sure you apply them. Okay? So basically, it's free. Just go to 5starworkshop.com. There's series 5 videos will be emailed to you. And if you have any feedback, I've been doing a lot of it. Just give me feedback, how it's helped you, because I do put a lot of time into it. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad they're helpful. So, thing is consistency. Consistency. I picked. Okay, here's something about consistency. Picnic. I used to like Friday. When I first started, before I got the success habits, I was hanging out on Friday. I remember I was with my girlfriend at a picnic, and my mentor called me. He said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm having a picnic." He said, "What the heck are you doing having a picnic for? Friday night is payday." He said, "What the F is the picnic? You gotta get your ass going, right?" Because usana pays you weekly. We gotta have it. You know, that's why you gotta be working through the Friday night. Now, you want a hangout party? You in the West Coast, go party at 11:01 p.m. But don't go, right, Mike? Mike, every leader. And I remember one day I was so, my upline was ragging. I was like, oh, I'm so sick of it. Come on. I'm working so hard. How many other people, how many of you, I was like, listen, trust me. I was silver at that time. How many of your downlines are actually working as hard as I am? And he's just like, hey, stop whining, Simon, okay? Every leader from Colette to Jeremy who are making money are working their butts off on Friday. Is that true? Right? Now, they may hang out for Saturday, Sunday, but they're working on Friday to get the volumes in. And you must give yourself a deadline, a goal. Like every week is my goal. That's how my goal is. Every week I got to make $100. Right? Maybe you're starting out, maybe you're new. So your goal may be just, hey, I'm going to get 500 volume points or 200 volume points a week. But you got to have that deadline. Go. Remember, we're great bosses but bad employees. So we got to do these own things, little tricks to force us to be good employees, right? I will not, if I have $100, I will not sleep. I'll do something, right? If I didn't make it, I'll buy some products myself. And then Saturday, oh, I got all these more products. I'm going to go sell them. But I got to make that $100 because you got to give yourself a deadline. Every company has deadlines, earnings deadlines, right? Publicly traded companies, they have deadlines. They have earnings they have to report. You're the CEO of your own company. You got to have that deadline. Because if you don't, you say, oh, I'll save it to next week. Then you're done. Because next week is going to be next week. Next thing you know, it's 1 month you haven't made any money. It's like the urgency. We're talking about you have to make sacrifices. We're talking to 5 people a day. You got to do that every day. Every single day. Right? There's no excuses. So, well, if you have no time, then you got to figure something out. Time management. Drop something. Give something up. Commitment. Okay, this is my partner, Scott McGee. He was a waiter at that time, right? He had a customer order. It's not even a customer order, and he didn't have anything. He was in the bathroom to take the call because he couldn't take the call while he was working, and he was just new. He was like maybe like a silver. He's not going to tell the person like not going to take a customer call. He was working. He just went to the bathroom, took the order, and the piece of toilet paper. Right? True story. Do or try. Do or try. Some people, I'm going to try. There's no trying, right? Trying is for, like, if you try, why are you telling you you're going to fail? I'll tell you, don't try, just quit. There's no trying. So get yours, because, like, when people try a business, have they ever been successful? Never. So you're basically not going to be successful. Don't waste my time. I want to spend time working, training someone that will be successful. So start getting try out of your vocabulary. Do. Right? Because when someone says, I'm going to try to go to the meeting, does that person go to the meeting? I'm going to try to be on time. Never. Do. Do is like, so this doing is like going to the bathroom. Right? Do I say, I got to try to go to the bathroom. Try to go to the bathroom, you pee in your pants. Okay? You do. That's a do thing. Urgency. So the usana is the do. Do. Friday Night Madness. I was online. I would do some presentations, webinars, chat messages. This is my old computer, my lucky dog. Yeah, I had my goal up there, November. Every Friday night, we'll hang out afterwards. But before that deadline, we don't hang out. We have to get that weekly check. Got a $100 check. Once we got a $100 check, then we moved up. Now, I wasn't good enough to make $200 a week, but I said $700 a month. About $500 a month, then $600, $700, and then it became $300. And as you keep, some people say, oh, when can I go for rank advancement? I'm new. I want to go for silver. I want to go for gold. I think, don't worry about that yet. Just focus on getting a weekly check. Okay, make it 100, 200. If you focus on getting that, the rank advancements will come. They will come. So February 2004, 200 bucks. Right? This is my first year again. 100 bucks, weekly checks. First big check, $1,100. This is when I realized, wow, this business is good. You must believe you have achieved the success you want to achieve. So 5 core production activities. Again, I'm repeating this because I want to drill in your mind. Every day you got to do these things. Okay? Marketing. Talk to new prospects. Follow up. Self-development. Yeah, you got to have an attitude. If you don't do this, it's a failure. See, a lot of times people write their goals down. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, but they don't get it. You know why? Because they don't do these things. I guarantee if you do these 5 things just for 1 month or 21 days, your business will change. Do it every day, 7 days a week for 5 things. Your business will totally change. And email me. Let me know how it's changed. Okay, nothing made me happy and say, you taught that thing and you changed it. My business is growing. I'll be very happy. But if you don't make it, you failed. It doesn't matter if I signed up someone. If I didn't do self-development, that's a failure. Fail. I didn't talk to my team. I didn't follow with old prospects. Fail. I didn't meet any new people. It's a failure. Now, you have too many of these failure days, and what happens next year, you're in the same position where you are. You're motivated. You have your goals down. But you got to take action. The action. So, how not to reach your goals, right? Very simple. Failure. Any day not doing the 5 core production activities is failure. Okay, we talked about how many of you want a healthy home? You're going to email me, right? Okay, here's the quiz. Let's see. Without 5 volunteers, stand up. Okay? All right. We got 1, 2, 3, and then Renee and Liza. So, and you're a little late, I'm sorry. So we'll give it a chance, okay? What's 553?
553 is
What's the first 5? Okay.
Prospect 5 new people.
Talk to 5 new people a day, right? All right. It's a healthy home. By the way, these books are not registered codes, so you have to go register them. Okay? What's second 5? Go look at your notes, okay? What's the second 5? Follow 5 people. All right. Welcome. And what's the last 3? 3. Three presentations, okay. All right. All right. If you've got a book, you can sit down. All right, you can stand up. Did you get a book yet? Okay. So what's your hourly rate? What's the definition of your hourly rate?
$50 an hour.
What is the definition of your hourly rate?
Definition. It's how much you're worth, how much your time is worth. It's how much you
Yep, how much your time is worth, okay? Give her a hand, Renee. And for you, what are the 5 core production activities? What are the 5 core production activities you have to do every day?
Market.
Okay.
Let me put my glasses on.
Okay, what are 5 core production?
Market, talk to new prospects, follow up, self-development,
All right, good. See you, David. You know what you can do? Just email me, too. Okay, remember, the first 10 people will get a book, too. But you got to email me, and I'll ship it to you. Okay, I'll have my assistant ship it out to you. Okay. But you have to do it by the deadline, Monday morning. Okay, Monday, July 30th. Time management is very important. We talk about time, right? The hourly rate. Creating two more hours. Ask yourself, how much is your time worth? How much is Facebook costing you? There's a price to pay for Facebook. Why is Facebook worth so many billions of dollars? Because they're taking your time, and time is money. Why is why is the Super Bowl ad worth millions of dollars? Because they're taking your time. Time's your money. All that TV is not free. Internet is not free because you're taking away your time that you could be using to build your business. And like I said, money, money, like you spend money on self-development, money's not that important, really, right? Because money, you lose it, you get it back. As long as you have your health, and you have your, I always say, as long as you have health, and you have my brains, I'm okay. I'll lose the money, you get it back. I'm spending money, oh, you spent 20 grand on self-development, but I'll get it back. I'll lose $100 today, oh, that sucks. Hey, go work the business, you can get it back. You can always get money back, but you can never get your health back. You can never get your time back. So as people say, oh, there's only so much money, I don't have much money. That's poverty thinking. There's tons of money out there. You just got to do the right activities, right? Right activities every single day. So how much is Facebook costing you? What are the time thieves that are stealing your time? Like phone calls steal my time, right? That's why I still talk to people. Like when I'm writing a blog, this is what happened. I'll give you an example. Because people who read my blog, I read my blog, it used to take me 4 hours. Now I can get it done in 1 hour, right? I set a timer, 30 minutes I got to get it done. And I have a great idea, I got to think. But what happens when a phone call comes in?
Your idea goes out.
I go there, I go back, I can't remember idea anymore. Where was I at? And it may take me another 30 minutes now to think back. Now I just lost that 30 minutes. And even if I get that back, the blog wouldn't be as good because my idea is gone. The inspiration is gone. Right? That's why you have to deal with your emotions, your energy level. When you're high energy, you do your most creative, you do your prospecting work. Right, so I like to prospect after I work out. I work out in the gym, I feel good, I immediately prospect. I do my writing, I do my reading, self-development. You tell me to read at night, I'm a morning person. I'm like, I could read a page for 10 minutes and nothing went into my brain, right? So, time thieves, stealing your time every second. So how can you do more in less time? So a lot of people have to email me about the time thing. Some of you may have actually taken this. Did you take this, Gwen? I have an Extreme MLM Productivity course. Okay, it's a 2-hour course. It actually gives you time management tips, over 35 tips, and also 2 bonuses. One is like 35 secrets to productivity. For example, a secret to productivity. If you travel, some of you leaders who travel, right? On the plane, it's spent. When you're on the plane, it should be either sleeping or doing work. That's one thing I learned at the MBA, Cutthroat MBA, right? There's a great book. If you've already seen in corporate America, a great book called How to Become CEO. And basically teach you the people excel in corporate management. When they're on the plane, they're working. They're not socializing. Like how I met Wang Jiji, became good friends, while all my other friends were like at the bar drinking, I was actually networking with them. Actually, this is also about hard work. How Wang and I became, you want to hear a story about Wang? You know how I became good friends? Some people say I'm lucky. When I first went there, he was the first Chinese player to play. So obviously his parents in China were very proud. We had a game on tape. I knew that, his parents would be proud, right? So I got to get the tape out. So after the game, I went to the production. I got the tapes. I had to make a double of the tape. Now, the game ends at 11 p.m. Game ends at 11 p.m. Fans are going home. They're going to a bar, hang out. I'm at the production house. Finally, at 12 o'clock, I get a copy of the tape. Then I have to go all-nighter to do a PAL, to convert, because in China, they don't use NTSC, they use PAL format. So I got to convert to PAL. Then I got to get converted to VHS tape. Then I got the next morning, while people are sleeping in, I wake up early to go to Kinko's, to FedEx. FedEx is out to China. So his parents get it early in time. Okay? I never hear any no thank you note. 3 weeks later, I go back to Dallas again, and this is how I became. So I remember, I'm trying to network. Other people hang out after the game. I go to the locker room. I'm trying to get it in with Wang, and this is way before usana. Okay, so I'm there, and then I met this newspaper reporter that I became friends with because while other people were hanging out, I went to network with them. I went to hang out with them for a dinner. I don't like this guy. He's not my personality, but I network just to build a relationship. Right? You got to do things that most people don't want to do. So I network with him. So I'm out there. Afterwards, 3 weeks later, go out there. I'm with the newspaper reporter again. And I asked, well, hey, Wang, I'll take you out to dinner. So I think like an NBA player would hang out with me. I said, oh, no, I got plans and stuff. We're playing cards. And it's like, I said, what are you doing? And then Wang was close to the reporter. Right. And then Wang's, oh yeah, you know, thank you. Hey, thank you, by the way, for those tapes. My parents got them. It was really cool, really nice of you. Right? Thank you so much. And then it's like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, oh, I got plans playing cards. And like, and then the reporter was like, hey, Wang's tight with the reporter, right? Because they're both from Beijing, they get along. Because Dallas is not many Chinese. So he's like, what are you doing? And then we're gonna go to a restaurant and eat. And then he's like, and then Wang's like, what about Simon? You know, I heard, I could hear. And then the reporter, because I went out with him for dinner. That dinner I never wanted to go. Oh, he's cool. Yeah, you can maybe bring along. So Wang's like, oh, hey Simon, you know what? We're going out, but you're welcome to join us. That is how it all started. Okay, doing that one extra thing, that all-nighter when I was dubbing those tapes, like no one else, everyone was hanging out, going to sleep. I was at the production truck making power copies. Next morning, waking up next morning to FedEx them to China. All that stuff no one sees. And then of course I hang with my friends. They're like, "Oh, Simon, you're so lucky. You got you're cool along." Yeah, I'm lucky, right? So lucky. So I used to travel all the time with MBA. One of the things, how to become CEO, when you're on the plane, you're either working or sleeping. Sleep is very important. I always sleep on. So one of the productivity tips is like, when you you always go early. For example, when you go on the plane, always get to the airport early. Because if you're almost there, you're rushing, right? You barely get to the gate, and you make it to the plane. Now, when you get on a plane, can you work? You're stress hormones. Can you sleep? You may be up the whole flight, right? So here's something. You get to the airport early, and you got time to kill, but now you're your laptop, you're your phone. You can start networking. And you're at the gate 1 hour early doing work, right? And that's 1 hour you got to be at the airport anyway. And then when the plane gets on there, you're like tired already. And you automatically fall asleep. That alone, if it's like a plane ride, it'll be 2 extra hours. Right? So small productivity tips that really makes it. Now it could be 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here, but it all adds up. So those are some of the tips. $15. Okay, it's recorded. You can go there. Just go to mlmtimemanagement.com, and then you can access recording. So you actually have a video and MP3, and also the outline of the slides. Okay, I'm very, very anal about time management. It's actually really, when I start being anal, that's how my business grew. Because all the things that were sucking up my time, especially the timer, random phone calls, once I got rid of that, I could really focus on the 5 production activities. And when you are part-time, it's even more important to be good with your time. Because you still got your job to do, right? And family. So maybe let's take a break, then we'll go to prospecting skills later. Is it a good time to break? Or you want me to keep going?
We're going to kick us out of here in about 15 minutes.
Oh!
Yeah, let's take just a real quick, about like 5 minutes. 5-minute break.
I don't need a break. I can keep going. What do you guys want to do?
Let's take 5 minutes.
5 minutes? And then we'll wrap. Okay.
Well, we'll kind of...
I love the way things are organized. You got like gifts. I want to be part of this team. You got gifts, recognition, the display. But you know, for those who are like believers or builders, you know, I remember when I was a builder. You know, save those checks. Those are, even though it's only $100, it means a lot. You know, actually, my first check, I still have it. I saved the check stub reprint. And it doesn't matter like your journey, whether it's going to be, it'll take you 1 year to make 50,000 or 5 years, 10 years. You know, everyone has their own journey. Don't compare yourself. As long as you're earning, remember, as long as you're earning, growing every day, that's the most important thing. And if you're not earning, make sure you are learning, right? You're learning, because eventually you'll be earning. So we got 20 minutes. Let me set my timer. This is the Facebook timer. Remember the timer that goes off? That keeps me on pace. So timer, 20 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes. So much to cover. Okay, so much. We'll try to go over a lot of real quick, and I have a Q&A open up. So no hype selling. Prospecting skills. Remember, people buy you. Basic communication skills you need to know. Being interested in other people and learning how to invite. I'm not going to go to the details here. Go to the 5starworkshop.com. Get it? The videos, how to invite. I mean, like a lot of people like Liza, they've looked at it. It covers a lot of the stuff. Okay? Because we're like limited time. I'd rather use that time to do a Q&A. So go to the 5starworkshop.com. The most important thing is self-concept. People buy you because they know you, they like you, and they trust you, right? So Remember we talked about like the confidence, your branding, right? Committed vision. You don't need to be a top income earner for people to join. They buy if you're passionate and crazy about the business and you have the long-term vision. Again, people buy because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And whether you're meeting someone online or offline, you got to create this. So think about cookies, right? Just you're at your house. Someone comes in and like a bum, he probably doesn't seem like he hasn't showered in a couple of days. He's holding a bottle. He's holding a brown, you know. He goes to your house. He's got cookies. He knocks on your door. What are you going to do? You going to open the door? You going to buy cookies from him? No way. Second guy comes in. He's in a suit, in a briefcase, tie. He's got cookies. Knocks on the door. You going to open the door for him? Because he looks like a salesman. No, right? Third group of people, 8-year-old girls. 2 of them on your cookies in uniform. Are you going to buy from them? Yeah, so just knowing that, remember, USANA is awesome, products are great, but that's actually irrelevant. It's about you. We're lucky we have great products, right? But if you're, I mean, you got USANA, but you got like a bum going up there, no one's going to buy. So it's how you market yourself. So some of the things we're going to talk about marketing too, right? Brand marketing. And I actually had on my blog, I talked about 2 different types of marketing, branding versus direct response. Branding is how you market yourself. So first thing is, how many of you have a business card? If you don't have a business card, what type of business are you in? Why would anyone join you? Right? Number 2 is the way you dress. You know, I'm the one that I hate dressing up nice. I like to wear tank tops and like shorts and flip-flops, okay? I hate dressing up nice. But that's not people are not going to join me. Third thing is, your house. People, do prospects go into your house. So you shouldn't have any product that's a competitor to USANA's product. You go to my house, I've never had a Cliff Bar, Luna Bar, whatever, ever since I joined USANA. Seriously, I'm telling people how great the business is, but I'm eating Luna Bars. That's like, you know, that's like selling Mercedes, but you're driving a BMW. Right? So again, that's branding. People go into your shower, they look at your Head and Shoulder shampoo, or whatever brands they have out there, I don't even know. Right? You go to my house, it's all USANA. If it's USANA makes it, I have USANA. Because that gives you your branding. You got to be consistent. You can't be like talking about USANA and then drinking Rockstar or whatever they have, Red Bull, because it's cheaper. You're cheaper, yeah, but you're losing money in USANA business. The money you lose is much greater than the money you're saving by drinking Rockstar, the garbage you have out there. Right? So that's, again, branding, how you portray yourself. So how to increase your self-concept. Self-concept is how you feel about yourself. People buy, you got to be confident. Right? Go to events. Events are good because it builds belief in 4 things. Industry, belief in industry, believe in the company, believe in the products, and believe in yourself. So you're a leader, you have downlines, you have some of your silvers, whatever. You got to get your downlines, increase their belief in all 4 things. And every one of us are strong in some of them and weak in some of these. So I'm strong in some and weak in one. There's always one weaker one. So you go to events, you want to work on that weakness. So self-development tip, listen to motivation, read about success stories, increase your knowledge. That gives you automatically self-confidence. Right? So let's say, I'm not confident. How do I talk to people? Just read something. Like I went to the Philippines. How do I know if people are going to... Because we have self-doubts. We have like the angel and the devil. The devil's always talking to us. So, right, I go to the Philippines. I buy a book on culture. Instead, I'm learning. So when I talk to people, I feel more confident. But there's small little things that help. Go to USANA events. Right after one of my first events, San Diego in April 2004, I became silver director. But I don't recommend building your business this way. Again, my upline didn't teach me anything, right? Billing, all these, okay, but I became silver. Do you have a question?
Negative points.
Negative points is when you sign up losers that return product. Okay? As simple as that. So here's the tip, okay? Here's the tip that took me a couple years to learn. I'll share it with you right away. When someone joins the business, it's like, you know when you have a laundromat or restaurant, when they open the business, what happens? Grand celebration, right? And you saw it, we have a grand celebration too. Okay? And your grand celebrations, open the package with them together. Open them like, hey, this is the products. Okay, this is the calcium. How many people do you know calcium? Because you want to get the person to start thinking they have immediate customers. Because they don't know the products. You don't want them to have a big box sitting there. Oh, what am I going to do with this big box? Right? So you take them out. This is calcium. How many people do you know take calcium? So you start thinking, write them down. So these are automatic potential customers. So you teach them how you can sell the product. This is, fish oil. How many people do you know take fish oil? A couple of friends. Oh, okay. These are your immediate customers. So you take them out of the box. Okay, that helps because in the mind they visualize the customers already. Well, they may not visualize the customer. You know the customers, but they don't. So I take everything out of the box. Another good thing about it is you throw the box away because it's a grand celebration. Now, another good thing about doing all that is when you throw the box away, it decreases the chance of them returning the products. That's your $1 million tip for leaders. Because if it's in the box, it's so convenient. You just put some masking tape on, slap the label, ship it back. Because people are lazy, especially the losers who return, they're lazy. Like, just going and getting a box, it takes work. They're not going to do that. Okay? So it takes everything out of the box. So this is my leader, Ruby director. Or maybe we can dim the lights a little bit. Okay? So no excuses. He was working, we used to work at the MBA. It took me 4 months to get him in. When we started, he knew the MBA was not taking, he maxed out his career there. He wanted to go. No excuses, no time. His coworkers say, hey, want to go out to lunch with him? His coworkers thought he was weird all of a sudden because you never go out to lunch with him. Because going out to lunch with him, nothing to take him anywhere. He's so busy. What he did was he started making calls to his prospects. He had this warm markets. He also did some internet. We did some pay-per-click advertising back in the day. We had all these leads. We had leads to call. And you got to need so many leads. It was stressful. Oh my goodness, I need to call these people. I just spend like $300 and I got to call them. It was like, so John, call them. So I got to go to lunch. Stop with your coworkers. Just call them. So in Secaucus, New Jersey, right across from MBA Entertainment's office, there was a little mall. And he actually he had a great job. A job where like, kind of like you can get by. There's not that much work to do. So during office hours, sometimes you sneak and do usana admin work. Like go to DLM, look at his airlines, right? But so he didn't want his coworkers to know he was doing usana. It's like, oh, so you're not giving out, you're not with lunch with us, but you're always on the phone. What's going on? So he'll go across the street next to this Holiday Inn, that little parking lot, in this little hallway, hide there, make phone calls for 30 minutes. And that is what it takes to be successful, doing the things that other people don't want to do. So no hype selling. We talk about the chicken versus the egg, right? Why would people join if you don't make any money? But you can't make any money until they join you. They want to see you. How do we solve that? By vision, committed vision. Right? So people don't join you just by the checks, right? If they ever make a big check, but you're not into it, people are still not going to join. They join because of your passion. People buy your vision. People buy your vision. How to communicate. Remember, no one cares about you. People like to talk about themselves. So the more you let them talk, the better. 80-20 rule. When you do a meeting, they should be talking 80% because you want to find out how you can help them. Okay? And then you're like a detective. You listen for clues. So if someone's interested in the products, I normally don't give them the health and freedom because that has like the pay plan in there. And the pay plan has these circles. And people, this is a pyramid scheme. Right? So I don't want them to know. I have actually some doctors that didn't even know that they're in a network marketing company. They just know they've got great products. I don't tell them about the whole pay plan, nothing. Now, I also have people who are interested in the business. I don't bore them with the product catalog or the ingredients. Right? You find out what your prospect's interested in and how you can help them. Then you've got to be the why. Here's the tip. If you ever meet someone for lunch, like a business lunch, you can prospect to them. You should finish eating first before they do. Because you're going to ask them questions, find out what they have. And when they're asking, they like to talk about their problems. You eat dinner, you eat, and you listen for clues. You ask a question, and you eat. And after you're done eating, you're full, you get to eat first, then you start asking questions, then you can start presenting. Okay? Don't start eating, if you're like, they finish eating first, and instead of you talk way too much already. Okay? Listen first, be interested, then present. So be interested in others. Talk about what others like. Find out how your prospects or business can help that person. Again, go to the videos. We cover most of this stuff. Asking open-ended questions. Any questions that's not a yes or no answer. So have you done anything to secure your future? Right? What are you doing to, where will you be, where do you see yourself 5 years from now at the job you're at right now? Those are all questions, open-ended questions. Examples of what are 3 things you like to do for fun? What are the most enjoyable moments you had with your family last year? What's your opinion of the current economy? Get them to talk. Okay, not yes or no answers. How have things changed at your job this year compared to last year? So when they ask these questions, they talk, this is when you listen to for clues how usana can help them. Okay? Carrying a good conversation. Share a little about yourself, but always end with a question. Right? Whoever controls the conversation is the one who asks the question. I know we're going very, very fast here. So go watch the videos. I cover all this stuff. Okay? Ask the question. So for example, if you keep talking, people get bored. Instead, I would say something, and then I'll ask a question. But I'll always end with a question so I can get them. So for example, if I want them to talk about the family, I'll share about my family, and I'll ask a question, oh, how's your family doing? But if I keep talking, don't ask a question, he may start talking about whatever he wants. So I guide the conversation. If I want to talk about sports, hey, he's talking about family, so I want to talk about shifting to sports. So I share about my family, and then end with, hey, what do you think about the upcoming NFL season? What do you think of the NBA Summer League in Vegas? So I all of a sudden control the conversation because I ended with a question. Peeling an onion. It's like peeling an onion, different layers, right? The person's core, the heart. You want to move someone's heart. You got to get to the core. So you peel the outside. All right. So you talk about family, form, money. Be interested in others. I'm not going to cover this in the video. One quick thing about marketing, real quick. It's 3 pillars of marketing. And Scott McGee just did a course, internet course. I know, Dennis, you were on it. Yeah, Bernard, you were on it. Did it help you? Did it help you, right? So some of the things, I'm going to talk about the 3 pillars of marketing, and then we'll take Q&A. So fast start internet training, okay? And you can use this stuff. It's $15. Just go to internetmarketingfaststarttraining.com. Right? Or you can just go to my website, just email me the link. 3 things about marketing, okay, is just remember, Mac. Because Apple is good marketing, right? Mac. That's okay. You guys think of a Mac. Mac is very easy. Apple is good marketing. Think of Mac. M stands for your message. What is the message you want to give out? So it could be again the way you present yourself. You're running newspaper ads or Facebook or doing a blog. What's your message? A stands for your audience. Who is your audience? Now, people who are younger, you probably give a different message than people who are older. If your people are younger, like Mike's group is most of them are very, very young entrepreneurs, you're talking about like old age, feeling creaky bones and joints. They're not going to relate to that, right? So your message is depending on your audience. C is for Mac is channel. How are you going to deliver that message? Because channel could be like my wall market, myself, the way I talk to communicate when I'm in the gym, meeting people. Channel could be Facebook is a channel, YouTube is a channel. LinkedIn is a channel. Pinterest, whatever, is a channel, right? Newspaper advertising, direct mail, all the different channels. So 3 things. Message. What's your message you're going to cover? So you cannot do a message for health and business. Normally that doesn't work. You got to choose one. If your passion is in the products with Rev 3, then it should be about energy. And the audience, which is the audience that wants energy? And then which is the channel? How are you going to communicate that energy? Through Facebook, through Twitter, okay, Mac. If you're talking about people want to lose weight, you can't be talking about Rev 3, right? Right? You focus on it. So if your audience are people want to lose weight, maybe you want to even define it further. What's the age group? Like demographics, the audience, then it's your message, and then your channel. Okay? So that's marketing real quick. We have some time. I'm going to open it for questions and answers. Questions. Again, a lot of the stuff is covered in trainings and those videos I have in the 5-star workshop. Any Q&A questions? We have about 5-10 minutes.
You mentioned something about elevator speech. When somebody asks you what kind of business you're in, you only have 30 seconds.
Okay, so effective presentation formula is in the video, 5-star workshop, video 5. People only want to know 5 things. Okay, what industry, what's the company, products, how much money they can make, and training. 5 things. So 30 seconds. I work with a publicly traded company, 20-year-old company based in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we make health and nutrition products. You can earn anywhere part-time, $100 to $500 a month, or full-time, $1,000 to $5,000 a month. And we do training from the webinars and local events. This is something you'd be interested in. Very genetic. I normally never say usana. Never say usana. Because if I tell the company name, what do people do? They look it on Google. So when they look at Google, what happens? So people think that I know it all, right? They go on Google, they look at it, and number one, many bad things can happen. They go to Google, they look at a website, and they think, well, they know everything about USANA. But can you really know about USANA by looking at usana.com? No, right? Second of all, they may know someone that failed. But that doesn't mean that it fails. Who knows what that person, maybe like person was a lazy person, never did anything, right? Or maybe they had an aunt that did Amway, automatically think it's like Amway. Or they think it's just vitamins, the vitamins are boring. But they don't know like we have weight loss, we have Rev3. So I never tell the company name. I want to create the curiosity, and then when I present, then I tell them the company. And I also never give out, I know USANA's got great materials, I never give out materials. Okay? Even my business card, I never say USANA. I create the curiosity, then when I present, then I use the materials. I definitely loved it. I use Health and Freedom, the product catalog. Those are the ones. Every time I convention, I buy like 200-300 of them. I use them after I present. Yep.
Prospect people most of the time are interested in the product, but I have a hard time breaking them away from the traditional mindset of network marketing, where you have a bunch of product in your home and you can't deliver it to them. But a lot of the people that I speak with, they want me to order it for them and personally deliver it. And I have a hard time overcoming that.
Oh, so they're in the business or they're not in the business yet?
Oh, I'm in the business, yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, are those people in the business?
No, they're not.
So that's the, well, it's like, well, that was network. So you asked them, you want to find out their previous experience with network marketing. Maybe they did network marketing 20 years ago or 10 years ago, right? So you want to find out. That's like the MLM objection, which I covered in the videos, right? MLM objection. So you want to find out what the problem was. Maybe they had an aunt that, yeah, they saw their mom had they had water filters that could deliver them. So that's the perception. So you got to find out what their perception was. And number two, you got to get them to admit that network marketing works. If they admit that network, so I asked them, well, as an industry, do you think network marketing works? They're going to say probably yes or no. If they say no, then I say, well, have you heard of Amway? Right? They probably, most people, everyone's heard of Amway. Well, Amway's been around for how long? 50 years. And a lot of people hate Amway. But they hate Amway, but how can the company stay in business for 50 years? If it didn't work, we've gone out of business a long time ago. Right? So the industry does work. Now, what do you think it takes to work for an individual? What do you think it takes for the industry to work? So here's, you got to get them to say, now if they ask them, do you think the industry works? They say, yes. So now, because we're 2012, the industry has changed. A lot of things that you think about delivering products, that is one model you can do with USANA, but we prefer not to do it that way. We actually have everything shipped automatically to them. Kind of like eBay. You know, you order, USANA will ship it to them. So you use terms like eBay because people can think like Amazon. People think like in those terms. You just describe it. It's like sometimes you have to use a story. Right? I could describe something you're not going to remember. You use analogies like eBay, Amazon. All of a sudden they think much easier. And that's the best part of USANA. We don't need to carry any inventory. Yeah, Dave.
You train downline that is out of state, like thousands of miles away, that you only see once or twice a year. Like, would you recommend the most effective way of starting off?
One-on-one or group?
Both. But mostly a one-on-one right now.
I use Skype. So every day, like, I have a woman just became silver, very, very good in Malaysia. I talk to her like 4 times a week on Skype. 6:30 in the morning my time is 9:30 p.m. her time. So Skype is very good. Now the broadband is actually good everywhere. It used to be, like 5 years ago, Malaysia broadband sucked. Now it's actually good. You can Skype. Even like Scott and I, it's funny. Like Scott and I, when we talk, Scott lives in Houston or Philippines, we Skype. Believe it, the Skype's actually better than an AT&T cell phone. Right? I also like Skype because you do a webcam. I get people to get a webcam because it's personal. You see the personal touch. Like they feel they know you. I show OB around, so they feel they're part of me because it's all about the relationship. So I use Skype a lot. If you have a small group, you can actually use Skype. Skype you can actually do up to 5 video cams. You have to pay $6 a month. It's totally worth it, right? If you want to get bigger, I use GoToMeeting, which is a little bit more expensive. Okay, GoToMeeting. Which is up to like $100. $100 actually go to $100 is go to webinar could be up to 100 people. If you actually do a cheap, there's actually a cheaper one. I think $30 with only 15 people. Okay, but that's actually very good. That's like most companies used to go to. Actually, you asked already. You had a question there. Question there? No question. Okay.
How do you overcome a negative spouse?
Negative spouse. Oh, okay. So.
I'm talking about a prospect.
That doesn't have to be even more negative. Oh, prospects. Oh, that's a much better question. Okay. By the way, if you have a negative spouse or whatever, have them go to convention. That definitely helps. Or meet others. Because that's about, remember, the 4 beliefs, right? Believe in company, products, industry, yourself. When they see that, everyone, see, here's the thing about going to events. It doesn't matter if someone fails or loses, but if when they go to USANA convention, they would definitely agree that you can be successful in the business.
But it's a prospect. They
Okay.
haven't been enrolled yet.
Okay, the prospect was negative. The prospect spouse, okay. You have to present to both of them. So when you are presenting to them, you gotta, like I said, you gotta be interested to know about. If it's a friend that you know that spouse has a lot of. It seems like this spouse, this person, the spouse is holding the power, right? So not everyone's like that. No, most of it, the guys making the decision. Maybe this person, like the guy's more like a wimp here. The woman's, I'm sorry, the woman is more. The woman is calling shots, right? So in every relationship, if you know that just say the wife, right, is calling shots, I'll present to them both. Because she's got to see the presentation, that's the same presentation. And you got to do that at the beginning when you present to them. Because what happens now your friend, a guy or girl? Guy, so you tell the guy, this is what you sound. He's excited. But by the time he tells the spouse, it's a totally different story. It's like playing that telephone game. I tell you a story, you tell Rhonda, tell Pat. By the time he gets to there, it's a totally different story. Right? And they can't give a good presentation because they're not even trained yet. So you have to bring the spouse to see it at the same time. Now, if you present it to them, have the spouse come. And you know, maybe he could talk to the spouse, hey, promise me, you come here, you like it. If you like it, join. If you don't like it, don't join. But I promise you I won't join, but you have to come. So that's the only shot you have. Right? So you tell them, the spouse is not going to come. We think he's going to try to convince her. Just come, just promise me. If you come, I'll promise you do one thing. You know, if you don't like it, I won't join. So then the spouse may be more open instead of being defensive. So, okay, you come. Yeah, I promise. And a lot of times, I've heard a lot of leaders, that's how they got started in the business. I mean, I know, Jennifer Lim. She's an Emerald, and she's an STI general in Auckland. She actually joined because that time her boyfriend, I don't want to join. I don't want, but okay, but his boyfriend wanted to do it. So I'll go with you. When she went there, the boyfriend ended up not wanting to do it, but she wanted to do it. Right? So talk to tell the spouse, hey, and then good thing she joined because she's an Emerald. So tell the spouse, hey, I promise you come to this meeting, I promise. If you don't like it, I won't join. So then the spouse will be open, okay, I'll go. And that's your one shot. Oh, one more question, then that's it? Or?
When did your roommate sign up? After you got the $20,000 a week check or before?
Oh, by then I live by myself.
Well, I mean, you talked earlier that your roommate was saying, oh, you're not making any money or whatever.
Oh, that guy's never joined. Not the right. He still has not joined. Still not joined. Here's the funny thing about the room. You know why he's negative? Because he did ACN. And then again, no support, whatever, he joined. But the funny thing is, if he had stayed in ACN, and at that time I was looking for network marketing, I would have joined ACN instead of USANA. Because we're tight. I would have done whatever he had done. But he had quit ACN already, so that's why I was looking for opportunity. But he didn't know, but it was a couple of years where he quit. But if he had in ACN, I would have been the easiest sign up for him. That's why you can never quit, because the people, there's no wrong prospect, it's just the wrong timing.
The guy that you made the initial phone call to sign up.
The what? The 42nd person?
No, your sponsor.
Oh, okay. So you want to know story about him, okay? We just call him Lucky. He's lucky, right? No, lucky. I call him Lucky Dave. Lucky Dave. His name was Dave. Very nice guy. He's a silver director, but was not a leader. But he was the guy who told me Friday nights, just go to hang out. No one really builds the business. It's family time. And my other mentor came in. He said, that guy's BS. Don't ever listen to him, okay? He worked your ass off on Friday nights. Okay, screw him and listen to me. So basically, he was working with me, but he couldn't get me going. That's why I didn't have the commitment. I didn't have the consistency, no discipline. That's why the first 2 months I made no money. So then, he was his upline, which was a Ruby at that time, came in and started mentoring me. This guy, Steve. So he was the guy who really got me going, whipped me into shape. He's like, hey, Friday, he'll call me on Saturday. What you got going on this week? Who's your 10 people? I think, hey, it's weekend. I don't care about weekend. You're working with me? Go. Who's your 5 people? We got meetings right now. No break. He was like a drill sergeant. Brutal. Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. Simon, get your ass up. What are you doing this week? And I'll tell you, I used to hate, I was like, this guy sucks. I prefer Lucky Dave better. So lucky they let me go. And then one day I was online searching for internet courses, gurus. They're like $300, $500 courses. And then my big aha moment was 2 weeks later. Again, it's all about the mindset, right? I was like, hey, I'm going to get this course, self-developed. But I was like, wait, I have a guy who's proven six-figure income earner, Ruby, willing to coach me for free. But I think he's a pain in the ass. But he's willing to coach me for free, but maybe I should listen to what he says instead of thinking he's a pain in the neck. The pain is I'm the problem, not him. So then I changed the attitude. When he called me, well, you got Simon, I got these people. I got 10, Mary's no good, Joe's no good. We got potential three-way with Leroy. I had everything lined up. And that's when things happen. That is when things took off. Every time you call me, I wasn't scared. I was ready. Hey, these are my 20 people. The 10 are no good. I'll always be prepared. He'd be on my case every day, a couple times a day, texting. What are you doing? What is going on? So the Lucky back to Lucky Dave. I started working with him, right? So Lucky Dave, after my third month, he joined. He had at that time like a leg in Japan, like 80 people, and the other leg he had about like 10 people. So I was on he sponsored me. Lucky he put me on the weak leg. Right, so he still wasn't earning much, right? 80. So then what happened was he joined a company with better products. So he joined better products, but then he tried to cross-recruit me. He got kicked out of the company, long story short. So what happens is that Japan leg ended up becoming 200 people, and then, of course, me. The rest is history. If you're in the business today, he'd be earning $1,000 a week minimum, doing nothing. He gave it all away. That's why you should never quit. No. And then afterwards I called him, but he would keep in touch with me, what's going on, and then I kept in touch with him until I became a gold. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? How's that company? Oh, that company's no good. I found something else on the internet. You can make $1,000 a day. Check out this link. I was like, oh my goodness, a loser's a loser. Some people. So you can never quit. Yeah. And then, like I said, you have to tell there's always going to be a better company. You have to have the mindset. There's always going to be a better company. There's always going to be better products. Right? Because the grass always seems greener. I'm in the U.S. People say, oh, Simon, you're so good. You have a business in Asia. I go to Asia. People in the Philippines, oh, we're so poor here. It's easy. You have an American business. Americans have more money. They can do all this shit better. So the grass is always greener. And when the grass is always greener, you know why the grass is greener? Because it's covering, underneath the grass is a septic tank.